Okay, and of course, we have you. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here. You're welcome to the World Youth Skills Day, the Career Development Workshop. We really, really look forward to you getting a lot from this. This is fully stacked, and without further ado, we would be beginning.
All right, so to start up, we'll have the welcome address by the host, none other than the director for SciWest.
Thank you, Madam Megan. I want to welcome you to a powerful occasion like this. It's like my voice is bigger than the microphone. Hello. Ah. I want to welcome you again to an event like this. This event is an event packaged by with the youth and also the Center for Student Empowerment and Mentoring. Today is the day that commemorates the 20th or thereabout anniversary of Youth Skill Day, and we are happy to all be here. You see, when we packaged the program, the school was on, and we invited all our students, especially the final year students, to be here and others so that they can be able to benefit maximally from the program. And immediately I went to the Vice Chancellor regarding this because of his great regard for the youth and also her exceptional leadership in seeking ways to make sure that our youth get to where they are going. So, or they should be, global competitor, and also having the necessary skill needed in this century. She quickly approved and everything went well until late yesterday when we heard about the holiday, in respect of our late president. I think even for that purpose, we should be on our feet. Just 1 minute silence in honor of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Let's pray for repose of his soul. Amen. May God grant him Al-Jannah and make everything beautiful on his way to heaven. And may God comfort the family left behind and every one of us. Amen. Why are you not saying amen? Let's be seated. Thank you. Because of the holiday, some people are still sleeping. We have to wake them up, and I know slowly, gradually, they will be joining us. But it's not in our character to give incentive to lateness, so we are starting. So they will be joining us. Now, my speech on this World Youth Skill Day is a United Nations program and career development workshop that will expand for days from from this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, is to recognize our distinguished guests. Actually, I want to talk about our Vice Chancellor. He called me with a lot of apologies, copious apology that she intended to be here, but something, and somebody is on his way to represent him. So when the person comes, the Dean of Student Affairs, we will give him opportunity to give the goodwill message from the Vice Chancellor. So the great day is here at the University of Abuja. We're celebrating World Youth Skill Day. It's a day dedicated to unlocking the full potential of young people like you seated here. Today is more than a celebration. It is a launch pad for growth, purpose, and transformation. As Director of Center for Student Empowerment and Mentoring, I am thrilled to welcome you. Firstly, our partner, and also our professor and all other esteemed guests that are here, to welcome you and all our students to this career development workshop and World Youth Skill Day. Our goal is to equip our people with real-world skill and mindset. The Center for Student Empowerment and Mentoring, at the center, we focus on digital skills. We focus on having industrial work experience and also mentorship. We focus on getting scholarship and funding for our students. We have 15,000 students, regular students, that are in under this unit in the university. So we also focus on networking and real world exposure. That is why we are bringing our amiable professor, our honorable professor from the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. Before that time, we have also invited people from aviation so that as students, what is it in marine and blue economy for you? How do you network? Is there any other certification needed? Is there any other learning or any other skill that you need to get to be able to join the marine and the blue economy? So we, in the center, we focus on networking and exposing our students to real world, to give them real world exposure. To our students, this is your time. Engage fully. There will be question and answer time. There will be interaction. We have full load of people that have all the access to what you want. We want you to build your path starting today. To our facilitator and guests, I want to thank you sincerely as you share your expertise and as you believe in this next generation. I want to say to us all to let us arise, let us build, and let us lead together. Thank you and enjoy every moment of this impactful experience.
A round of applause once again for the Director of Student Empowerment and Mentoring and the Director for Cyrus. Okay, moving on. We're going to be taking the Goodwill message from the Executive Director of We the Youth. We're going to be taking the Goodwill message from the Executive Director of We the Youth, and that is none other than Comrade
Sani Inuwa Baba.
A round of applause. A round of applause, please.
I don't know if we still have the great student. Great student. I want to pa. I want to da. I want to da. I want to speak. I want to spark. Distinguished guests, our boss, the chairman of We the Youth, Engineer Arinze, our elder brother and uncle, the senior special assistant to the president on marine and blue economy, a boss who I just met, our director, Dr. Latif, the speakers, of course, the students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to stand before you on this significant day, World Youth Skills Day, a day globally recognized to highlight the strategic importance of equipping young people with skills for employment, decent work, and entrepreneurship. As we gather here for this career development workshop, let us be reminded that today's youth are not just leaders of tomorrow. We are leaders of now. The question is no longer needs of the society. That is why we, the youths, focus on mentorship, funding opportunities, community leadership, and skills acquisition, so that young people don't just chase jobs, they create them. You can go to you can use your phone and download our app to be a member. We just type "We the Youth" in any of the apps, or go to the website wetheyouth.org. Let me leave you with this. Your skill is your choice, is your voice in the world economy. Sharpen it, own it, use it to change your life and the lives of others.
Please, another beautiful round of applause for that speech. Thank you so much, sir, Mr. Comrade Sani Inwababa. We really appreciate. So, without wasting time, we'll be going to the first technical session. And this technical first taken by one of the very important guests seated here present, who has over 25 professional experience in marine technology, hydrodynamics, advanced next generation offshore vehicle design, and details hydro analysis in offshore vessels such as platform support vessel PSV, anchor handling tugs AHTS, jack up rigs, drill ship, FPSO, FSIV, ROV, tanker, oil and gas, advanced offshore patrol vessel, and sub-ocean vessels. He is equally a proficient analyst of advanced ultra-deep dynamic and mooring configuration, adept knowledge in hydrodynamic software, front and back-end analytical design, and engineering calculations. We are not done. This same person has an academia in Europe, Asia, and North America. He specializes in applied hydrodynamics, response modeling in offshore vehicle design, shipbuilding, and modern shipyard technology. I'm not seeing your hands yet. Covers renewable energy design spectrum wave, TIDAL, and international institutions to develop framework for maritime sustainability, marine and blue economy, and sustainable maritime development in the Gulf of Guinea region, with Nigeria as a focal point. Over the course of his career, he has shared his well-grounded knowledge in marine technology and sustainable maritime development across the world. He is the president of Sharefac Group and a former consultant in marine, offshore, oil and gas, EP project management for banks in Nigeria, such as the First Bank Nigeria PLC, Access Bank, and Stanbic Bank. Professor Busayo Fakindele also works for a consult for companies such as Subsea 7 UK, Marlin Marine Consultant UK, and London Offshore Consultant UK, amongst others. The same person, Professor Busayo Fakindele, is currently the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Marine and Blue Economy, and also the Senior Advisor to the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy. Ladies and gentlemen, please let us welcome Mr. Professor Busayo S. Fakinde for his speech on marine and blue economy.
Very well established protocol.
very glad to be here this morning to be part of this very significant event brought together by the Center for Student Employment and Mentoring and Center for Student Industrial Working Experience Scheme, CUS. I wish to thank the Vice Chancellor and the entire management team, both past and present, for the remarkable progress witnessed in the university indeed. I've observed a lot of reform. When I got the core, I start looking at the history of the school, and I realized you're making a great progress in the university. A lot of reforms, progressive work, landmark achievement within the university community toward academic excellence, notably academic record. Under the leadership of a dynamic and pragmatic president, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, plays high premium on education and will continue to support and encourage academic excellence in our education institution. Myself, as a professional expert in academic, private, and now public sectors in marine and blue economy, I am excited to share with you the opportunity in the sector and to bring up to speed with you some of the initiative the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, under the leadership of hardworking and focused Minister, His Excellency Adegboyega Oyetola, CON, are implementing to harness the vast potential in the Nigerian marine and blue economy space. However, before I delve into that, let me first give a background of the blue economy concept. The blue economy, as defined by the World Bank, I hope some of the students have some pens and they are jotting some stuff down. This might be really the time to do so. If you haven't gotten anything, please. This is supposed to be a technical section because I might be calling students and be asking questions later. Yes, by the World Bank, the meaning of blue economy is the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, improve livelihood and job, while preserving the health of the ocean ecosystem. That is the meaning of blue economy as it's been defined by the World Bank. The blue economy encompasses a broad range of economic activities as maritime shipping, shipbuildings and repair, port infrastructures, services, coastal tourism, fishing and aquaculture, offshore renewable energy generation, seabed mining, underwater cabling, marine biotechnology, pharmaceuticals and chemicals, maritime education, research and consultancy services, marine habitat protection and restoration, water desalination, and waste disposal. Nigeria, with a coastline of 853 kilometers bordering the Atlantic Oceans and the Gulf of Guinea, and a maritime area of 46,000 5,000 square kilometer has significant and diverse maritime resources. We have an exclusive economic zone of over 200 nautical miles, and only recently it was extended by 16,300 square kilometer, which is about 5 times the size of Lagos State. Nigeria also has a vast inland waterway, resources estimated at 10,000 kilometers, capable of supporting a vibrant intra-regional trade. We are blessed with strategic navigational routes linking Africa with North and South America, Europe and Asia, making the maritime sector a major driver of our country economy. The blue economic sector therefore hold immense benefit for the teeming youth of our dear country, as it provides opportunity, innovation, sustainable growth, and rewarding career. Notably, Yakubu Gowon University is uniquely positioned to also benefit from the potential of the blue economy. The economic potential of our blue economy is enormous and outstanding in specific terms. I would like to highlight some of the career opportunity for you guys students here, and that is within the marine and blue economy sector. Let's deep dive into the career opportunity. Shipping and shipbuilding. In shipping and shipbuilding, we have marine engineering and naval architecture. A career in marine engineering or naval architecture can be highly rewarding. This field involves designing and building of ships, offshore platforms, and other marine structures. The technical expertise and innovative thinking required in this area make them essential for development of maritime infrastructure. I myself am a naval architecture. It is a lucrative profession. It encompasses a lot of ideas, either on the surface of the water or beneath the waters. It's something that I would advise some of our engineering students to start looking at. We also have ship recycling and ship repair. Ship repair, there are significant prospects in shipbuilding, ship repairs yard, dry docking. These areas support vessel construction, repairs, and maintenance, ensuring the longevity and efficiency of our maritime fleet. Now, let me just tell you something. Nigerian location we have, if you take a snapshot of our maritime scope in the country, at any given time, we have roughly about 4,700 vessels in our Nigerian water at any given time. All these vessels, they need repairs, they need maintenance, they need a lot of services. 87% of those vessels, they have to leave the country to go to other country to get their services because we do not have enough maritime infrastructure maintenance yard to do that. Billions of dollars are taken away from Nigeria every year to other countries in the region for shipyard maintenance. You can imagine we have a teeming youth population. If we have maritime infrastructure in terms of vessel maintenance and repairs, all our populations, all our youth, some of them that will be specializing in boat repairs, in vessel maintenance, will have a lot of work. And this is one particular area that I will be advising the students to start looking into. We have cadet training and seafaring. Seafarings are the backbones of maritime trade, responsible for operating and maintaining ships that facilitate global trade and transportation. Accredited maritime training institutions in Nigeria and abroad offer cadetship training, maritime training, enable cadets to maintain different types of vessels and become seafarer. We have some maritime academy in Oron, we have some maritime universities, we have some other colleges. They are specialized in training engineers as a merchant naval officer to operate on vessel that brings our good in and out of Nigeria and across Africa and the rest of the world. We also have freight forwarding, students pursuing degrees in business administration, management, and transport and logistics can explore careers in shipping logistic management. This field entails planning, coordinating, and overseeing the transportations of goods, which is crucial for global trade and commerce. We also have ship broking and chartering. Shipbrokers and charterers plays a critical role in maritime trade by negotiating and arranging the hiring of ships for transporting goods, ensuring smooth and profitable operation. Let's go into port infrastructure, ports and related services. We have port management. This career in port management involves overseeing the operations of port, ensuring efficient cargo handlings, and coordinating with various stakeholders. This role is vital for maintaining smooth logistics and trade operation within port. We have various professionals such as dock navigation officer. We ensure safe navigation and movement of vessel. Pilot officer that guide vessels safely and from navigational channels and berths. Vessel service traffic officer that control and manage vessel traffic in port domain and pilotage district limits, etc. We also talk about cybersecurity and data science. I'm sure some of the students here, even on the side, apart from their major courses, some of them, because of we are no longer in a computer age, we are in artificial intelligence age. So I believe every student, every graduating student or third, fourth year student, they have to try and get themselves involved in Internet of Things, artificial intelligence. That is the future. That is where the world is going. All the students will be an expert in how to use artificial intelligence. Students must be versed in their computer ability, in programming language, apart from the department that you can come from. Everybody must know how to operate, use computer, how to analyze data, how to search for the right innovative ideas in using Internet of Things, and artificial intelligence is key. So cybersecurity and data science. We also talk of maritime professional service that include maritime law and policy. We have some of the law students. For those with a background in law, specializing in maritime laws and policy offer unique career paths. This involves understanding and navigating the complex regulations and policy governing international maritime law, ensuring compliances and fostering international cooperation. Marine insurance is a critical aspect of maritime value chain. There are growing opportunity in these marine insurance sectors. It is a sector in Nigeria that is really growing. So if you are into insurance, you can branch into marine insurance, and it is extremely lucrative. We also talk of maritime research and development. We are developing a Center for Maritime Excellence where ideas for future generation, future technology, innovation, creations in the latest maritime space will be developed. And this is area we have students that are very interested in doing research. This area in marine research, maritime research and development is where you want to be because that is the future. Maritime education and training. As we expand our maritime sector, the demand for quality educators and trainers has increased. There are large opportunities in establishing managing maritime institutions for training cadets, officers, youth with a passion for teaching can contribute to developing future maritime professionals. We talk of subsea operation, which is part of my areas of expertise. We have hydrography and geophysics. We have students who are into hydrography and geophysics, geotechnical. If you have background in hydrography and geophysics, you can contribute significantly to maritime navigation, resource exploration. Hydrographer map the underwater terrain for safe navigation and construction, while the geophysicists explore underwater geological formation, resources extractions, and environmental assessment. We talk of marine biotechnology, which is one of the future. Marine biotechnology focuses on applications of marine biotechnology process and organism to develop new products and technology for use in medicine, industry, pharmaceutical, and environmental management. Underwater weldings and diving. Specialized careers in underwater weldings and diving are critical for constructing and maintaining underwater structure. This role requires technical skill, training. Sometimes we wonder our bridge that passes through water, how does it get there? We wonder all the jack-up rigs at sea, all the floating drilling rig. This are the job of underwater weldings and divers. We also have seabed mining. Seabed mining is a new thing now because apart from petroleum products and gas, the country is blessed with other resources, other precious stones under our seabed. So seabed mining is also critical. These are the area also we can specialize on. Ecosystem services, we have marine environmental management. Maritime sustainability, it is the last hope of man and woman. It is our final frontier. Now, if we get it right, we go places. If we get it wrong, we almost as doomed. So, when we talk about maritime sustainability, is making the best use of our marine, our oceans now, and getting all the resources that we require there, and also living much, much, much more in a very good condition for our future generation. That is the importance of marine environmental management. These are the people who will begin to manage our marine resources. Make sure we are not polluting them. Make sure we are not destroying them. It is also a vital important. We also talk of maritime safety and security. Many, many years ago, we used to have a lot of piracy, theft, criminals in our water. And then the ministry and the MASA, they come up with deep blue projects by using technology, using C4Is and other military hardwares. We were able to drive all the piracy, all the criminals from the Gulf of Guinea away. In the last 4 years, there has not been an incident of piracy in our water. Now, that is what technology is about. This aspect is a growing, it is an economy booster, because when your water is clear of insecurity, you have more trade coming into your country. When a vessel is coming into your country, another place is secure, then your good comes in cheaper and the vessel are comfortable. But if they know that your waterways are not, there is pirates and all sort of criminals, they will be charging you excessive wartime rate. So ability to manage our marine ecosystem and also manage our maritime security and safety, it is a critical boost to maritime development in Nigeria. This is also area that some of our students can start looking at maritime security. How can I get involved in maritime security, maritime safety? And these, a lot of companies all over the world are looking for student experts in maritime security to come up with different design, how they can protect their water channels, inland waterways, coastal areas, and the vessel route. We talk of one of the things also we have in abundance in Nigeria, fish, marine fishery, and aquaculture. The country, we have, like I said earlier, we have 853 kilometers of coastline. We also have 10,000 kilometers of connectable inland waterway. River Niger, River Benue, all the way to the Middle Belt to the north, down to the south, where trades, where things, and also inside, apart from the water channels, there are also fishes in that water, within and also on our coastline. Nigeria today, we consume about 5 million metric tons of fish yearly, 5 million metric tons. But the country is only producing less than 1 million. So we are still importing the majority of the fish that we are consuming. That means we are taking our very scarce dollar resources out again to bring in something that we have in more than abundant in our water. You can imagine the importance of experts in fishery and aquaculture. You cover the gap of 4 million metric tons. So there is a lot that is needed. If you expert in food processing, expert in fishery and aquaculture, there is many career that is waiting for you, opportunity to grow, opportunity to help out with food security in the country, not just only food security, protein security as well, so that our face can be smooth and then we will be eating fish. Fish is a lot cheaper, you know, and if we have them in abundance, it is also a great source of profit if it's a business venture. Now we talk of coastal tourism. Recently, the president opened up the west to the highway, from the west all the way to the east highway, coastal highway. That is also an opportunity for marine tourism and creation. These are areas that include managing maritime tourism activities, such as cruise operation, marine park, recreational water park, promoting tourism and contribution to economic growth. Travel agencies and consultation also as part of tourism. Tourism conservation and development. This will allow for collaboration with government agencies, NGOs, and local community to develop and promote tourism infrastructure. Tourism is a good career path all over the world. In Seychelles, they don't have much. Their economy is basically on tourism, people coming in, water sport, and others activities. Now, marine renewable energy. Marine renewable energy, we have talk of marine renewable energy projects. These careers involve the development of marine renewable energy from incept to completion, developing typical coordinating stakeholders, secure permits, and all that. Project management. When we talk of marine renewable, it's one of my area of expertise, is tidal energy, wave energy, and offshore wind energy. These are sources where we can generate power. And we know, everybody know how we have a power deficiency in the country. You know, I left the country when I was 14 years old. Before I left, it's my neighbor generator that wakes me up, you know. And I came back after 35 years outside the country, and generator are still waking me up, you know. So that means we need a lot of energy, another source, different source of energy, and we have abundant of wave in our coastal area. We have tidal energy. We have offshore winds, you know. So we make use of that, bring a research facility to develop that, and having career paths in working with wave energy is a way to go. Initiative to develop the blue sector. The Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, which I've been working with the Honorable Minister to grow the sectors in various policy and initiative. The ministry aim is to strengthen the legislative and policy framework governing the sector. Recently, the ministry was able to develop the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy national policy. Policy is not the problem in Nigeria. Our problem is practically implementation of policy. And with the dedication of the President and the Honorable Minister, we are working to implement the Marine and Blue Economy policy so that it will open up a lot of opportunity for students, young and bright students like yourself. Those are the areas we need to be looking at. We're going to rehabilitate our old ports in Lekki, in Apapa and Tinkan. In the east, we have ports in Calabar. We have ports in Port Harcourt, in Onne, in Delta. All these ports are old, but the government, is renovating, modernizing them. Then when we renovate and modernize our port, that opens a lot of opportunity for students, for youth to get job in those functioning ports. Creating jobs for Nigerian youth in the marine and blue economy. Like I said earlier, the current administration places high premium on education, but it's also acknowledged the fact that conventional approach have yielded a minimum impact and change. It is therefore exploring new and innovative way to tackle several age-long problems in education institutions. And of such problem is employment for our teeming numbers of graduates. Our potentials and capacity in excels in the field of knowledge is not in doubt. This has been proven beyond our shore. The federal government remains undaunted and we continue to seek right means of policy to surmount these challenges. We have a lot of young, bright, brilliant people in the country. We have many universities that is shunning out these energized and brilliant youth. We need to engage them, or else they will all begin to look for way out. They will all japa, like the japa slang. We don't want you guys to japa because we are so blessed in this country. And the federal government and the marine and blue economy is looking for ways to bring job in these sectors so that your career paths will be aligned with those jobs and we can create job for our teeming youth. Some of the program is training program. We will facilitate specialized training programs and certification by the private sectors to equip youth with the necessary skills for various maritime exchange program, facilitating the establishment of exchange program between Nigerian universities and international maritime institutions to expose Nigerian students to global best practices, advanced technology. We're going to form a partnership with international maritime organizations and education institutions to facilitate knowledge transfer and capacity building. We do internship and also scholarship for bright young students like yourself. In conclusion, dear students, the marine and blue economy sectors is a dynamic and diverse field that offer numerous career paths for students with various interests and skills. The government commitment to strengthening the blue economy and transforming port operations, coupled with targeting initiatives to enhance job creations, create a robust foundation for the growth of Nigerian blue economy. Nigerian youth are urged to explore this opportunity. I'm urging you to go and search what can I do. Apart from this, I will make sure a soft copy of this is given to the organizer so that students can look through those career paths. I urge all the students to explore this opportunity, pursue their passions, and contribute to the growth and development of Nigerian blue economy. As you are all aware, the certificate that you will be received from this university at the end of your programs are awarded to the based on character and learning. You know, when I was leaving the country, I was extremely very young and timid and shy and afraid. But I had a character that was built in me. And I remember my mom told me then that always remember the son of who you are, wherever you go to. And I know that it is not the excellency in our certificate that is first, but it is the character that we build. And it is what is needed based on characters and learning. In order of importance, character comes before learning. It is character that opens the door to knowledge and keep it open until you are done with your courses and a degree is awarded to you. I therefore urge you as youth and to shun vice that could hinder your growth. The country needs you. Embrace hard work, discipline, decency, selflessness that could make you a responsible member of the society. The world is in abundance with people of talent. Nigeria has abundance of people of talent, but looking for people of character, that is the main problem that we have. I therefore enjoin you to be good ambassador of this great university and Nigeria by displaying the highest level of character anywhere you find yourself. Your future is bright, and the maritime industry awaits your talent and ambition. Together, we can build a prosperous, sustainable future for Nigeria. I will make my phone numbers, my emails available. We can have talk. If you have any issue, I can always relate with you. I look forward to a future where our young professionals drive the success Nigerian marine and blue economy. Thank you for listening for my long, long speech. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful speech. We really appreciate. I hope this was very insightful. And for those who have observations, questions, please, you can pen down your questions because there's going to be a question and answer session. All right. Without further ado.
Okay. A round of applause again for Professor Busayo. That was very enlightening. I hope you got a thing or two. So while he was talking, while he was taking a session, a group of very special people walked in, and without further ado, we would like to recognize the presence of the Borsa, Yakubu Gowon University, formerly known as the University of Abuja. We'd like to welcome Madam Shiva Ray Movul Kondun. A round of applause, please. Also, we would like to recognize the presence of the Deputy Director of Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, headquarters here in Abuja, Engineer Dr. Wasiu Ajibola Oladosu. Thank you so much, sir, for your presence. We'd also like to recognize the presence of Mr. Bright Daniel Uto. Mr. Bright Daniel Uto. A round of applause, please. And the presence of Mr. David Paul Adim. Thank you so much for coming.
Those are our digital marketing people and the AI drone technology. So we have a lot prepared for these youths today. I hope you guys are ready. Are you people ready? All right. So the next up is going to be the guide to full stack development. And this will be taken by none other by Mr. Dunji Zaks. Please put your hands together.
Thank you. Good morning, all. Okay. Building on already existing protocol, my name is Dunji Zakaria, and I am a full-stack software engineer for at least 5 years now. And today, I will be sharing with you the pathway to full-stack development, the possible careers opportunities, and how AI have affected the field in general. So, full stack development is the development of application that comprises of the front end, the back end, and at least the database. So, not every application you see out there or website you see out there are usually full stack. Some are just static applications, such that you just have just front end. For example, application like websites that don't display ordinary details of a particular company and what they do. But when we are talking of full stack application, we're talking of applications that are interactive, that connect to the internet and then save your data. For example, your Facebook that you use, Twitter, and other film text applications like OPay and the rest. So what are the structures, what are the part and core component of a full stack application? First of all, we have the front end. Now the front end is what you see whenever you come into an application. Like when you visit the application, you see the button, the login page, whatever is visible to users when they are using the application. Those are what we call the front end. And those front end are built using various technologies. Now, some of those technologies we use to develop a front end application are basically HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These are the core programming languages that are being used to develop the front end of an application. Then we also have what we call frameworks. So frameworks are combination of codes that are built together to assist developers instead of you writing the entire system by yourself. So most frameworks are built with the core front-end languages like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So for some of those framework applications, we have things like React, we have Vue, we have Angular, and then there are many more of them. But let me give you a more clear example. There's a framework called Bootstrap, and what Bootstrap does is, for people that at least have a background in front-end engineering, front-end development, if you're writing design of a software, you have to write it in such a way that it will be responsive, both on web, on mobile, that is on different screen size, so that your application will be pleasing to the user when they visit it on their laptop, they visit it on their phone or on their tablet. And for you to achieve that, you have to write a lot of CSS code, media query codes, for you to be able to achieve such functionalities. So what frameworks does is, instead of you writing those codes from scratch, it helps you to just implement those frameworks to your application, and then by default, you just get those responsiveness and designs that you need. So example of those frameworks I've mentioned earlier are React, there's Bootstrap, there's Vue, etc. Then coming down to the back end of a full stack application, we have technologies like Node.js, Python, and PHP. There are other languages, but basically these are the three most used programming languages that people use for back end. Now, the back end, just as I've explained the front end, also have things like frameworks that are being used to aid developers build faster and more efficiently. Now, some of those frameworks comprises of Express, which is used alongside Node.js, and Django, which is used alongside Python, and finally Laravel, which is used alongside PHP. So if you are planning on going to take a career in backend development, if you are familiar with languages like Node.js, you could build with Express. If you are familiar with Python, you could go for language like Django or Flask. Or if you are more familiar with PHP, then you could go for frameworks like Laravel that make things much more easier for you. Then the last part of the software development is the database. Now there are different types of database. Now what does the database do? The database stores your information. So whenever you go on maybe your Facebook or Instagram or whichever application you are using, and you sign up, you create an account, those data, your information, are not just stored inside the application, inside your code, but they are stored in the database. So whenever you go back and log in, those data are being retrieved back, and then you see all the information you have already put in there. Whenever you create the post, stuff like that. Yeah. So what are the type of database? We have two general type of database. We have the SQL and the NoSQL databases. So if you could use it for different kind of application, both the SQL and NoSQL. So example of SQL databases are Postgres and MySQL. These are the two like basic. There are more, but these are the two generally known databases for SQL. Then we also have NoSQL database, which comprises of MongoDB, Firebase, and others. Most people that use Node.js for their backend development usually prefer to use MongoDB as their database and Postgres as well. Now we have what we also call the API in full stack development. If you're developing an application, as I've earlier mentioned, we have the front end, the back end, and then database. Now, how does the front end and the back end communicate? They communicate through a way called APIs. Now, APIs are endpoint, just like they are a means of communication between the back end and the front end. So the back end we develop after building the system. We develop the documentation for the front end engineers to consume, to connect to the API. So whenever you are using your application, for instance, your Facebook, and you are seeing the interface there, you click on the sign up button and then you submit it. What happens behind the scene is the front end will pick those data and then call the APIs to be able to communicate with the back end. And then the back end now will now pick your data and then connect to the database and store your information to the database. That's how it works. So, talking about APIs, APIs are not just one form of APIs. There are different ways of connecting to API, mostly depending on how robust or the structure of the application. If you're building a much smaller application, most people choose to just go with REST API, where you could just make validation on your endpoint and then make requests. But for bigger applications that are very much more dynamic, people prefer to use things like GraphQL as their API. Now, full stack development in relation to AI, there have been a lot of changes that have been going on in software development in general, because of the introduction of AI now. A lot of things have been changing. It's still development, but AI have given us more edge in the field to do things very fast. So if you're here and you're a developer and you still develop manually, yeah, it's good. For you to learn how to develop, you must at least start coding manually. You must understand what you're doing. You must know the terminologies and how the entire system works. Now, after you have gotten that knowledge, the next thing is leveraging on AI tools. Because if you don't leverage on AI tools, you will definitely extinct. You'll be left behind. A project that might probably take you on a normal circumstance, a project that might last for 1 year, someone using an AI tool can build that project in less than a month. So example of these AI tools that you could use and leverage on are ChatGPT. I'm sure most of you are using ChatGPT already for your schoolwork and other things. But ChatGPT in general is a kind of a general AI that you can use for research and many other things. But apart from ChatGPT, there are some precise AI that are being developed just for software development. Now, example of those kind of AI are Bolt. I don't know if anyone here have heard of Bolt, Bolt.new. Now, what Bolt.new does is it helps you, even if you're not a coder, or maybe you have the idea of how software works, but you are not really much of a coder. You can use Bolt.new, tell it what you want, describe it, but you have to be precise. So, first of all, you must have a general knowledge of how software engineering works before you could start giving instructions to AI to use it for you. So when you're using Bolt.new, mostly people use it for their front end because it's more efficient in the front end. You build a better design, better UI, better user experience than what you could do, and you could do it very fast. Another example of this kind of AI, another example of an AI that you could use for development is Cursor. Cursor is a widely used tool that people have been using a lot of, and it has been very, very efficient. Cursor is more like a code editor. Like both work on the web. You could just go on both and build it, but Cursor is more of like VS Code. If you are familiar with software engineering, you know there are compilers that people use to build these softwares. Now, Cursor is a compiler as well as an AI tool. You can download the compiler and then use it for development. You initiate your project. Your AI is already integrated in the compiler. You initiate your project, and then you use the tool to build whatever you want to build. And it's very, very fast, very, very efficient, and give you the right code, almost with no errors. But the most important thing is, you first of all need to understand how the technology works, what you want, the scope of your project, right? Because you can't just go and say, okay, build me a fintech application, name this, name any name, you just give it. That is a very wide scope. The AI cannot process all that at the point. So for you to be able to leverage on these AI tools, you must first of all know how software engineering works, how full stack development works, so that you give the AI step-by-step instruction and precise instruction with the right terminologies for you to develop your idea. Now, after building, if you are building the back end of a particular application, after building, you still need to document it. For instance, if you are not the person writing the front end, or maybe you're just a front end engineer, and you have developed you're just a back end engineer, and you have written all your code and the APIs, you still need to document it for probably a front end engineer to use. For most small scale application, full stack developers just go and develop both the front and back end application for a start. But for a robust application, something like Facebook and the rest, a very, very big application. So one person cannot be in charge of building the front and back end. So it's being splitted. There are front end engineers, there are back end engineers. So as a back end engineer, after you have finished building that feature or finish developing those APIs, you still need to write documentation for it. Now, there are tools that are used for documentation as well. One of those tools that is mostly used is called Postman. How does Postman work? Postman is a tool for you as a back-end engineer, because if you're a back-end engineer, whatever the code you are writing or the system you are building, you will not have a front-end interface to test it. Like, you'll not be able to see it in action. Like, if you're a front-end engineer, you are building, you are seeing the display, how it's showing on the screen, and adjusting things. But as a back-end engineer, you will not be able to do that. So the tool that enables you to do that are tools like Postman. Now, what does Postman does? It helps you test your API. So if you have written your API, then you could use Postman to send requests to your backend and see the response. If there are any errors, you adjust the errors, and then you document the code and put all the requirements that the front end will need to consume those APIs. Now, after the front end have consumed your API and you have built a full stack application and the application is ready, you still need to deploy the application, which is the final step of building a full stack application. Deployment is a very complicated part of software. Not complicated though, but it needs you to understand where to deploy, what kind of application you are building. So there are different kind of architecture when you are building applications. There are monolithic applications where the front end and the back end are in one code base. So you could just deploy that in one place. But there are some application that are microservices where you build application in chunks. The back-end code is completely different from the front-end code, right? And even the back-end code are still in such a way that are in services, different code base. So when you're deploying such kind of application, you need to make the right choice of deployment. Now, for starters, if you are building maybe just an ordinary application, just a front-end website or something, where you can deploy it for a front-end, we have places like Netlify and Vercel. They are popularly known for deploying front-end applications. Then for back-end applications, if you build back-end applications, you could deploy them on places like Heroku, Render, etc. A lot of places where you can deploy them. Then if your application is a very big application that use microservice, you need to deploy it on the cloud. When we're talking of cloud technology, we're talking of things like AWS, we're talking of things like DigitalOcean. Those are very big cloud-based infrastructure to deploy very large applications. Then finally, career paths. If you are wanting to go into software development, these few steps are the way you can start. First of all, you could start with the front end, because the front end is much more easier and maybe visible to the eyes. When you are developing, you'll be able to see what you are building. Then try to build many small mini projects using the front end application. Once you are familiar with that, then you could dive into the back end application. Then another important tool for you to take note of is Git. Now, Git and GitHub are places where you store your codes, right? So when developers develop their code, they don't just store them and deploy them on their system. They push them to a place called Git. So Git is more of, where you store, for instance, where you can store your images on your Facebook and the rest. No, but developers store their code on Git. Now, Git is not just one place. There are different type of Git. So there's GitLab, there's GitHub, there's Bitbucket, any one of your choice. People store their codes there. So those are the tools you use. Then after you learn Git, then you can now learn back-end development, choose your choice of deployment, and so on. So with these 3 points, I think I've come to the end of my presentation on full stack software development. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Dunji Zax. We really appreciate your very insightful speech. Students, please, we want to inform you that this program is streaming on all our live channels, all our social media channels. So please follow up with the social media channels. And if you're not following, please kindly follow all of them listed in your group chats. Are we together? And also, we want to announce.
Yeah, we also want to make a quick announcement that attendance is compulsory for the program, and the attendance sheet, if it isn't being passed around at the moment, is going to be passed around in a minute. So you all should kindly wait behind and ensure that you are properly documented before you take your leave.
All right, please ensure that you write your attendance before you take your leave. And by now, you'll be having questions. Please pen them down so that when it's time for the question and answer session, we can get them and you can ask your questions. So, still on the first technical session, we have the Startup Act and benefits to Nigeria. And we have career development and skill development on the first session. So, the first session, Startup Act and benefit to Nigeria, is going to be taken by none other than the one who was born on the 22nd of May, 1969 in Makurdi, Benue State. She currently serves as the bursar of Yakubu Gowon University, this great institute, formerly known as University of Abuja, where she also holds roles as finance director of the Uni Abuja group of companies. Prior to this, she served as the acting bursar and deputy bursar at Benue State University. She is a co-founder and council member of the Chartered Institute of Forensics and Certified Fraud Investigators of Nigeria, CIF, CFIN. She's a fellow and board member of CIF, CFEN, where she mentors professional examinees. She is also a fellow of ANAN, having served on its conference, workshops, and publicity committee. Madam Shiva Ray is an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CITN, currently serving as the vice chairman of its student committee and formerly as second vice chair of the education committee. A strong advocate for women in finance. She is the pioneer Benue State coordinator for both the Society of Women in Taxation, SWIT, and the Professional Women Accountants in Nigeria, PROWAN, where she also served as the immediate past national chairperson. A devout Catholic, she is the national president of the Associate Members of Via Christi Society, AMVC. Madam Shiva Ray is married to Honorable Michael Turnba Kundun and is blessed with 4 children and several foster children. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome to the bursar of this institute, Yakubu Gowon University, formerly known as University of Abuja, Madam Shiva Ray Movu Kundun. Please keep clapping. Don't stop clapping. Don't stop clapping. Your hands should not pain you. All right, thank you so much and welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much for that very elaborate introduction. I want to say a very good afternoon to all of us. How are we this afternoon? Hello? How are we this afternoon? Are we fine? Okay, so on arriving here, I was coming with a coconut for all of you. And maybe before I go into this presentation, because I noticed that you have been sitting and it will be good for you to have a coconut, may I kindly invite all of you to respectfully stand up wherever you are to receive your coconut from me. Respectfully stand up where you are to receive your coconut from me. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are you ready to receive my coconut? Okay, so let's go. Let us see. Letter O. Another C. And an O. Letter N. And a U. Can you give me a T? Thank you very much. You may be seated. ICT, can I have my slides on? So, I am here to talk to us about something I'm not too sure most of you in the hall have heard about it, but which is very, very important for all of you. And it is a package deliberately put together for brains like the undergraduate, soon to be graduate of the great University of Abuja, now Yakubu Gowon University. And I want to say that I have only 15 minutes to bring this presentation to you. So I am not presenting a paper. Are we together? I am not presenting a paper. And so I will need your rapt attention. Because before you think I have started, I'll be done. What am I doing? I am unwrapping the Nigerian Startup Act. The Nigerian Startup Act, we are going to be unwrapping the business opportunities, fiscal and tax incentives that are in it for you. By the time I came in, I heard the expert from the Marine unraveling to you the different business opportunities that are available in the marine environment. But you will all agree with me that you, the Gen Z generation, you are born with this AI technology and innovation mind. True or false? True or false? Naturally, you are all very good with technology. You are inquisitive about artificial intelligence, and you are curious about technology. True or false? And these are some of the qualities that are driving nations across the world. If you talk about Brazil, you talk about Tunisia, even Kenya, very close to us. They are technology hubs. And we are grateful that Nigeria suddenly realized that with our numbers and our geographical spread, and above all, with the population of our young youth, if you are given a little pat on the back, Nigeria will be head up on the globe as a technological hub. So, the Nigerian Startup Act simply comes in to address some of the challenges that you face when you are thinking of being an innovator, when you are thinking of developing maybe a fintech product, because of the cost of research and technology. Are we together? Hello? Are we together? Okay. So, the objectives of this presentation will be that at the end of my 15 minutes with you, at least you should be able to understand the provisions of the Startup Act, and you should also be able to outline the benefits that the Startup Act has to businesses. You should be able to look at the fiscal incentives, because some people, when they want to go into business, they worry about taxes. In as much as we don't pay taxes in Nigeria, people are of the opinion that we pay too much taxes. But in the Startup Act, there's a consideration in terms of fiscal incentives to you if you venture to be a startup. And then we also look at highlight of tax incentives that are there. I want to remind again that we will not be in details. But at the end of this presentation, I'll be leaving you with something which is going to be my free gift to all of you, not a coconut this time, that if you spare some time off your phone to read from the first page to the last page, you'll be doing yourself a lot of great deal. I will unwrap that when we get there. Now, the next slide. By way of introduction, the Nigerian Startup Act was enacted, to be precise, on the 19th of October in the year 2022. And basically, it contains 48 sections and 10 parts. The whole aim of the Startup Act is to provide some of the answers that you have when you want to do business. One of them is funds. How do you get funds? Some is, how do you get somebody who will mentor you in the kind of business you want to do? Or how do you get someone who will be interested in your product? Basically, the features of the startup company, which we intend that at the end of the day, none of you here should be looking for a job. Rather, you should be looking for who to employ. By the time you allow the fire that is within you to burn in the right direction, start that thing your mind is telling you to start. Reach out to where you can get the help. Connect with the right people you need to connect with. And then you see yourself scaling. So basically, when we are talking about startups, we are referring to companies. Companies that basically have at least 6 features. A startup company is a company that is under 5 years old. So a startup company is not a company that has been in existence. And usually, startup companies are companies that are set up by having looked at the economy, identified a need that you want to provide a solution. It could be in form of technology. And actually, that's where Nigeria is targeting with this act. And we hope that our young people, when you look around and you see most of those things that you feel very uncomfortable with, you can come up with an innovative mind of trying to find a solution. And the Startup Act makes a provision for you whereby you'll be able to link up and have access to funds. If any of you have traveled by air or even by train, and now even some road transport businesses are doing the same, you sit in your room and you book your train, you pick your flight, you pick your bus, and you pick your seat and the time you want to travel, and then you get to the station and you go, isn't it? But this innovation was started by some young people who had spent hours at a train station trying to buy a ticket. And on a second thought, they said, is it not possible for you to just be in the comfort of your room and buy a ticket and then choose when you want to travel and see if there will be an available vehicle and you have on it? That was how that e-transport business started. They saw a need, and with their innovative mind, they went into action and developed how to solve that problem. And now all over the world, you can sit in the comfort of your room and use the same ideas and travel. I spoke you to look around you. There are so many opportunities that can just turn you into a millionaire. There are so many problems that instead of complaining that Nigeria should solve, maybe God created those problems for you to become a rich man by providing the solution. And with artificial intelligence and technology, it becomes very easy to pull down some of these ideas into products, package it. Whoever thought that you could sit with your phone and be able to buy and sell? I'm sure most of you don't even know that what used to be obtainable was that you will go to the bank, you will obtain a tally card, and then you will sit and wait. When they call your tally number, then you will go to the counter and they attend to you. All that has been breached with fintech technologies because somebody sat somewhere, thought about it, and innovated, came up with the different fintechs that we have. Today is World Youth Skills Day. We are presenting the Nigerian Startup Act to you to let you know that Nigeria is prepared for you. So, the Startup Act aligns with digital startup ecosystems. And like I said, already Ghana, Turkey, Tunisia, South Africa, Egypt are well going ahead of us. But we want to believe that with Nigeria's response to the fourth industrial revolution, by the enactment of this Startup Act, that most of you will now know that if you want to start a business, if you want to start a startup, there is help ready for you. The next slide. So by summary of the Act, which I'm going to make available to you, the part 1 of the Act talks about the legal framework and positioning Nigeria as Africa's tech hub. That is where we want to be. With the numbers of youth that we have, and with the ideas in your mind, and with the kind of problems we have around us, we believe we can get there. Somebody started e-commerce by thinking, can't you just sit in your room and buy whatever you want? Must I buy a ticket to go to London before I can buy products in London? No. Somebody brought London down to us by e-commerce. What is the problem around you? And how can you use technology, artificial intelligence, innovation to solve that problem? There may be money waiting for you down the line that you are yet to discover. And the part 2 establishes the National Council and membership and tenure. This National Council is a council that looks after the funds. The government has graciously agreed to generate a fund for startups. And the provision is that every calendar year, government will set aside 10 billion naira in the fund for startups. So that if you are able to register, if you are a labeled company, if you are able to register, remember I said a startup company is a company that is less than 5 years. So it is not a company that has grown or is in existence or is already solving problems. We are looking at one that we start today but has the potentials for growth and can be scaled to provide services not just in the country but across the globe. So Nigeria wants to start also exporting our own technological products. And we are looking out to you. We are looking out to you to come up with the ideas. We are looking up to you to come up with the products. I heard about Easy Care. Easy Care app. And the Easy Care app is an app developed whereby you don't need to travel from here to India to see the kind of doctor you want to see, or any doctor anywhere in the world. Once you subscribe to that app and you are on, it opens up to you. You will enter what is your problem, the doctor you want, and the kind of consultant you want to see, and many will pop up with a little profile on them, so that you are able to go through their profile and pick the kind of doctor you want anywhere in the world and have a discussion with him. Not at as much as the cost of your one-way ticket, not to talk of your hotel bills and other things. So people are thinking outside the box and are coming up with products that are solving the world's problem. With the Startup Act, we are hoping that you will be gingered to start thinking. And I really want you to think. What is that thing that makes you uncomfortable? Maybe that may be the solution God wants you to solve. And then you start thinking about how you can innovate a product that can be scaled using technology to solve that problem. So that act has, as I said, 48 parts, and it has 10 sections, whereby it provides on how you can register as a labeled company and as a startup company. There are provisions in that act, fiscal provisions and tax incentives, where you don't need to worry as you are just starting about tax. There's a provision for moratorium of about 5 years. If you are a startup company, you'll be exempted from paying tax. So all the profits you are making goes to you. And also, under the Startup Act, you have access to angel investors. These are people who don't fear risk. And you know, startup businesses are highly risky businesses. Because what about if the venture will not see the light of the day? But you don't need to worry. There are people who are willing to take up these risks. There are businesses, companies that just specialize in picking up this kind of risk. They're known as angel investors. And there's a provision for them of about 30% incentives to giving to them for companies that come up with that. And then you have incubators and accelerators. And the beauty of identifying and registering as a startup is that there is a database of all the startup innovators, and you are able to have training and capacity development. These 10 million, the fund is domesticated in the central bank according to the act. And the board is the one to administer. I am not going to give you full details since I have only 15 minutes and I'm sure 12 minutes is already gone. But I'm going to leave a link at the end of this presentation. And may I kindly request ICT to roll up a link. Roll up to the last slide, where if you follow that link, or you don't even need to follow the link, where you are seated, just on your Android phone, just go to Chrome or any of your search engines and Google the Startup Act Gazette, and you have it right in your hand. I advise you to read it, study that like your second Bible, and look at the provisions. Look at the provisions on how you can start up your company, how you can align, and how you can have access to the benefits that are available. I want to say that for some of you, your states have even domesticated the Startup Act. I know that in the north, Zamfara State and Yobe State have domesticated the Startup Act. So if you never knew about it, if you are from that state, I advise you, when next you visit home, try to find out and see the benefits on how you can access that. In the North Central, Kwara State, Nasarawa, and Niger State have domesticated the Startup Act. While in the Southwest, Lagos, which you all know, is a technological hub in Nigeria, has domesticated the act, the Startup Act. Oyo State has domesticated, Oshun and Ekiti State. Why in Anambra, in the southeast, so far, we have Anambra and Imo State. They have domesticated the Startup Act. These are opportunities for you even back home. Why South-South? Rivers was one of the first states to domesticate this national act when it was passed on the 19th of October 2022. By December 2023, Rivers State had domesticated. So for those of you that are from Rivers State, maybe when next you visit home, try to find out, ask questions and find out how you can take advantage of this. You have nothing to lose. You don't need to have money. There is money there waiting for you. All you need is to put your ideas together and make sure that they are scalable and you can use ICT. Nigeria is ready. You don't even need to look for marketers. And that is, you might ask, so what does Nigeria stand to gain? Nigeria wants to be a technological hub. By the time each and every one of you in this hall is coming up with a product that we can sell across the ocean, you know that we will no longer need to be depending just on oil and taxes. And so on this note, our wonderful students, I hope that the Nigerian Startup Act has been unwrapped to you, and you will do the needful by taking it from here to really, really study, and you will get all the questions. Whatever question you want to know about the Startup Act, just drop it on your search engine, and the answers will come for you. I want to thank you very much for being very wonderful audience this afternoon. God bless you. But because I noticed when I gave you my coconut, none of you said thank you. So you will stand up and give me back my coconut before I sit down. If you knew you collected my coconut, please rise up again. Rise up, please rise up. Hello? It's payback period, payback period. Now, can you kindly give me back my coconut with the first letter C? Letter O. Another C. And an O. Letter N. U. And a T. Thank you very much for being a wonderful audience.
Thank you so much, Ma. We really appreciate. Most importantly, everybody here got to stretch their bodies. Am I correct? Are we correct? Thank you so much, Ma, for that insightful speech.
And for that very refreshing coconut. Thank you so much, ma'am. Before we move on, we would like to recognize the presence of the Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Idoko S. Idoko. He's here representing the Vice Chancellor, Yakubu Gowon University, Professor Patricia Mankola. Is that the best you can do? A round of applause, please. We're very honored to have you, sir. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. So, quick announcements before we proceed. If you have questions, kindly pen them down. Kindly pen them down and send it up now so that our facilitators can do justice to that. Okay? If you have questions, You can pen
Please,
them down.
can you pass your questions in a piece of paper to the facilitators beside you so that they can get it to us and we can answer these questions for you? All right, so during that time,
And while that is happening, refreshments should be passed along to all of you. So just don't forget about the questions. Keep writing the questions to get to you, okay? Okay, and while you're writing your questions, we're going to have the Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Idoko, up here for the Goodwill message from the VC. So with a round of applause, can we welcome Dr. S. Idoko up for his Goodwill message.
Thank you very much. I understand the morale is low because of the public holiday, I guess, because I know my student very well. Whenever they hear the name Professor Patricia Mankola, everywhere goes agog. So, but we understand that today is public holiday and you guys in a very relaxed mood, so that's good news to us. So, I'm going to give the Goodwill message from our able Vice Chancellor, Acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Patricia Mankola. And then before then, I want to acknowledge the presence of the Senior Special Assistant to the President, Professor Busayo Fakinlede, who is here from the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Marine and Blue Economy, and all dignitaries that accompany him to this particular program, to the bossa of our great university. You know, anytime she speaks with so much confidence. You know, and I'm one of our great admirers in this school. To the director of Sideways, my boss, my partner, the lover of students, and to all members who are here represented, and to all the Sideways team, the student workers, we are so happy on behalf of management to celebrate this World's Youth Skills Day. I bring this speech from the Vice Chancellor. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to Yakubu Gowon University to commemorate the World Youth Skills Day, a day that reminds us of the importance of equipping our young people with the skills, knowledge, and support they need to succeed in an ever-evolving world. In today's world, driven by technology, innovation, and rapid change, it is clear that skills, not just academic qualifications, define true readiness for the future. This event provides a platform for young people to explore pathways in career and skill development, technology and innovation. With workshops, mentoring sessions, and networking activities, today is more than a celebration, it is a call to action. To our students and young participants, we want you to seize this opportunity, be present, be curious, and be courageous in building the future you desire. I would like to seek for the support of key development partners, including the UNDP, UNESCO, and dedicated international labor organizations to support our youth in the aspect of skill acquisition and empowerment through capacity building, mentorship, digital training, and access to opportunities. Once again, I want to thank, on behalf of management, our partners and supporters. Together, we strongly believe as a university, we are shaping a generation that is not only job ready, but future ready. And I also want to use this opportunity to also inform everyone here that come 25th of July, the Vice Chancellor, as part of her welcome back on campus, as part of her initiative to bring about a blend of entrepreneurship, a blend of technology, a blend of education. Now she's hosting a very big event on campus, which we call the Nigerian Edutainment Festival. The Nigerian Edutainment Festival. And I'm using this opportunity to showcase and to also inform students that you should try as much as possible not to miss this particular event. It's a blend of entrepreneurial skills, a blend of technology, and entertainment on campus. The event is coming up on the 25th with so many partners. The Director General of SMIDAN, the Minister of Youth, the Minister of Tourism. We're also the Minister of State for FCT. So many dignitaries will be on ground. We also have confirmation from the Oluwo of Iwo, from Osun State. We also have Emir Ado Bayero. They'll all be on campus on 25th, which is a Friday, where they're going to interact in this particular venue. They're going to interact with you. And then we're going to have cultural events by 3 p.m. that very day. And then the entertainment part of it on the 26th, together with all the sideways team, together with all the different units in the university, we're going to go somewhere in the school where we'll all relax and party and enjoy ourselves. And for those of you who have not had the opportunity of having a helicopter ride, that day the helicopter will be on ground. I guess you are seeing some jingles already. So there will be car drifting, and there will be all manner of things happening on campus that particular day. It's just a sweet on the icing, just like a topping on the icing on the cake, just preparatory for your exam. You know, your exam starts on the 28th of July. The Vice Chancellor says she wants you guys to go into the exam in a very, very relaxed state. So we thank you on behalf of the university, and we wish you a productive and inspiring World Youth Skill Day. God bless you all.
Another round of applause, please. Thank you so much, sir, for that address.
That was the representative of the Vice Chancellor. So, up next, we'll be taking the questions and answer. We believe we have all your questions here right now. Please, am I correct? Do we have all the questions with us?
Okay, you can keep the questions coming in. We're going to start now, okay? We're going to start now.
All right. So, we are going to be inviting to the stage Professor Busayo Fakindele so that he can answer some of the questions that were directed to him.
A round of applause, please.
Thank you. It's good to be here again. Okay. I can read it myself. Okay. My question is direct to Professor Busayo. You mentioned blue economy. Are there present opportunity for biochemistry students in the marine sectors in Nigeria? Yes, of course, there is a lot of opportunity. If you notice during my presentation, I talk about marine biotechnology. This is practically biochemistry. This is using the marine resources in our water to do a pharmaceutical, cosmetologists, all those ladies' makeup and all that. And even seaweeds in our water that has become a nuisance can be used as a biofuel, can be used as a design bag for ladies. So there is a lot of opportunity for biochemistry because we have bioengineering, biochemistry in the marine space. So you can explore a lot of things in that area. There is a question about, my name is Asura Obey. Question on maritime and blue economy. Sir, you talk about harnessing maritime economy for sustainable development and employment. But I did not hear you talk about how to use the marine and blue economy to address the insecurity, knowing well that Nigerian is passing through hard time on insurgency and terrorists. How can you use maritime to fight insecurity in Nigeria? Like I mentioned that about 5 years ago, our water, the Gulf of Guinea, after the Horns of Africa in Somalia, was the most dangerous place for vessels to ply. Nigeria was classified as a war zone, war insurance. Any vessel that is coming to Nigeria is that they kidnap. There is a lot of terror in our water. There is a lot of pirates in our water, stealing our fish, kidnapping people, killing people. So our part of inland water, Gulf of Guinea was designated as no-go area. But the federal government came together, and there's something we call Deep Blue Project, which is bringing together technology, soft and hardwares, combination of NIMASA, which is one of the agencies under Marine and Blue Economy, Nigerian Navy, Air Force, coming together, bringing in all these assets to continue to using it as a maritime security in our Gulf of Guinea. In the last almost 4 years now, there has not been an issue of insecurity in our water. Now, that is a way, using technology, both hard and software, combination of different agencies of government, Navy, Air Force, the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, working together to protect our waterway. That was the way that we were able to tackle insurgency, insecurity in the maritime space. Other questions, a nice presentations, and I'm glad to attend this wonderful program of World Youth. My question is, how can a person work with Marine and Blue Economy? I can work with them as a student, or can I work with them as a student or till after graduation? Because I'm interested in fish and aquaculture. Now that's question number one. Of course, there is you can work as a student during your IT in any of the department. Now in Marine and Blue Economy, it has a lot of sectors and subsectors. Now, in Marine and Blue Economy, we have maritime security, we have maritime infrastructure, we have ports and terminal, we have inland waterway, we have fish and aquaculture, we have maritime technology, we have water desalination, we have marine biotechnology, we have wave energy, we have maritime transport and tourism. So there is a vast area and sectors that you can work as a student. So when you come in, send your application to the ministry or to its agencies and look at which of those agencies that fit the area that you have interest in, and then you will be allowed to train as a student, and then when you, after graduation, maybe you have seen something that you really want to do within the maritime space, you can be able to get. If you look at when I was having my speech, there's a lot of programs that the federal government is putting together for students who are interested in Marine and Blue Economy. Like I said, Marine and Blue Economy and agriculture, those are our final frontier. You know, we need to get those two right, or else we are in serious trouble. So, and there is a need for smart kids, intelligent students that want to be, because we need a lot of people in that sector. Just for example, in fishery and aquaculture, there is employment of 1.2 million people in fishery in Nigeria as of today, who are in the subsector of fishery and aquaculture in Nigeria. And we are producing about 1 million. But the plan is to produce about 5 million fish, catch 5 million fish, either by aquaculture or by marine. Now, can you imagine what would the amount of human resources that will be required if we are to increase our fish production? So people who are interested in fishery and aquaculture, we need more people to come into that space. Another question, I'm a graduate of physics. How can I employ internet internship opportunity within the Nigerian Marine? And this training opportunity within the organization, as a graduate of physics, physics is a central core of engineering. So it is very unique opportunity. You have geotech, like I said, I mentioned earlier, we have geotechnical, geophysical survey. If you are interested in that area, you'll be working in the engineering department, which will be adequate for you. Also, the question number 2 for the former student is, what is the channels of applications apply work with marine and blue economy? So the channel of application, you go to the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy website, you see the numbers of the agencies under the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. You go to each of those agencies' website, what they are specialized, their sectors are stated there, and you can start to apply. A question said, please enlighten us more about sea mining. How can someone go about it? Now, sea mining is a new thing in the maritime space. It's one of the areas that we have not been able to explore. Just like renewable energy, just like wave, tidal, and offshore wind. These are areas that we need more research in our institution. We need more hydrodynamic, like myself, experts in our school to begin to do a comprehensive analysis, details engineering configuration, and how to begin to harness our wave, our oceans and stuff. So seabed mining is one of those areas that it's new to us. Not that it's new, but we do not have yet the capacity to explore, but there is a lot in our under the sea that we can. But a department is being created in the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, and we are bringing in an expert, and these are the areas that we will begin to work in. There's a lot of precious metal, apart from crude oil, there's so many other things in our seabed that we can mine, that can be, they can add to economic prosperity for the nation. If you are interested in that, we have a department that you can work in that will be very good for development. So that means you will develop with us from beginning. You'll be exposed to training, you'll be exposed to working with countries around the world who are already far advanced in exploring the seabed mining. Another question, has the Coast Guard bill been approved for the country? Not yet, and that question is a little bit above my pay grade. It's still at the National Assembly, and then we are watching and we are looking. Another question, from Solomon Emmanuel. Is it Emmanuel? Yes. Can wave energy be really efficient in Nigeria based on the ecological policy of the country and also the economy? Now, wave energy, I'm one of my research work back in the US and the UK was developing a wave energy spectrum. I call it them polamos that generate wave energy. You have no idea the amount of wave energy that can be generated in our water. We have good wave height, wavelength in our ocean surrounding our in our coastline. So wave energy is something that is very, very possible that we can generate, but we need more research. We need more development. We need more institution that will take up that role and bring more experts and begin to develop a wave energy spectrum and begin to do a lot of trials, a lot of spectrums and stuff. And we need dedicated students, research students that can take up that role. But that is the future, because we're talking of global greenhouse and carbonizations and all that, cutting the global warming and stuff. So the world is going to renewable energy, and this is what we have in abundance, and that if we have a great research institution, great students who are interested in wave energy, this is possible. Thank you, sir, for the knowledge on the marine and blue economy. For someone looking to go into any of the career opportunity that you mentioned, the question is, where do we start? There are marine colleges available here in the country, and are they online colleges too? Yes, there are marine colleges. There's a lot of marine colleges. You just thank God we are in artificial intelligence age, and computer is like we can do a lot of research. Within Nigeria, we have many maritime colleges ranging that is doing cadetship, training engineers on board, nautical sciences, ports management, transport, logistics, and port management. We can explore all that and get also support from through the federal government or through the ministry if you show enough intelligence, and also we see that you can bring a lot of relevancy into that sectors. And regarding online colleges, when it comes to marine and blue economy, majority of these things are hands on the deck. So online courses can be available just for literature understanding, but for core knowledge, I think you have to go to colleges, and we have some colleges within Nigeria and many colleges outside Nigeria. I think those are all the questions. Okay, sorry, the last one. As a mathematical student aiming to solve real life problems using mathematical language, is there a space for modeling in the massive space? Can I work as a graduate of pure and applied mathematics? Of course, mathematics. I'm an expert in quantum physics, and mathematics is, like you said here, is the language, is the universal language. So, as a mathematician, you have access. Your mind is broader. You have access to many things. You can work in any space. You can develop anything. We talk of wave energy spectrum. wind energy spectrum, tidal energy spectrum. Those are mathematically based design spectrum. You know, so these are the areas that a student like yours will begin to apply your knowledge in mathematics to help us develop some of these things, work with the research department, and get things going. I thank you for all these questions. I really appreciate you.
A round of applause once again for Professor Busayo. Thank you so much, sir, for doing due diligence to the questions asked. So, we would be moving on swiftly. We'll be moving on to the second technical session. We'll be moving on to the second technical session, and
so while we'll be waiting for Engineer Dr. Wasiu Ajibola Oladosu, we'll be taking the second technical session, which will start with the digital marketing by Mr. David Paul Adim. So after that, we are going to be on to the next, which is the AI drone technology. So there's a lot of interesting things that you might want to see happening here.
so it turns out that Engineer Dr. Wasiu is back, so we'll be having him before we go into digital marketing.
Engineer Dr. Wasiu Ajibola Oladosu is a Deputy Director, Engineering Infrastructure, Neseni Headquarters, Abuja. So we are going to take a list about him so that you can get to know who we are bringing on board here to educate you.
And I must tell you, he has quite the portfolio. Engineer Dr. Wasiu Ajibola Oladosu was born in Osogbo, Osun State of Nigeria. He attended Demonstration Primary School, Osogbo, and later went to Osogbo Grammar School. He got admission into Obafemi Awolowo University, OAU, Ile-Ife in 1993 and graduated with a Bachelor of Science, BSc degree of Department of Chemical Engineering in 1998 with a second-class upper division. He received Masters of Science, MSc degree in Chemical Engineering from Ahmadu Bello University, ABU Zaria in 2012. He also obtained postgraduate diploma in Process Engineering with first class from Institute of Technology, that's SIT, in Mumbai, India. He received his Doctor of Philosophy, his PhD in Chemical Engineering from University Technology, Malaysia, UTM, in 2020. He joined the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI Headquarters, Abuja, in 2005 as Engineer 2. And currently, he is a Deputy Director in the Department of Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI Headquarters. He has worked on several projects and programs at NASENI. These include development and production of plantain and potato chips process plant, integrated cassava process plant, climate change, virtual manufacturing technology using computer numerical control systems, integrated seed oil expeller machine using pro-engineer and renewable energy project, etc. He has over 15 years experience in process system engineering with emphasis on process design, process integration, pinch analysis, pollution and waste reduction, process modeling and simulation. He has attended several conferences both locally and internationally and has published several papers in high-impact journals. Dr. Wasiu is a professional engineer and a registered member of Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN, is a member Nigerian Society of Engineers, MNSE, is a member Nigerian Society of Chemical Engineers, MNSCHE. I hope you should be clapping by now. This is impressive. He is a member Polymer Institute of Nigeria. He is a member Material Society of Nigeria, MMSN. He is a member Nigerian Institution of Facilities Engineering and Management, MNIFEENGM. He's also a member of Ansarudeen Society of Nigeria, and he is happily married to the elegant Alhaji Saratu Abdurrahim. And the union, she's over there. She's over there. You can give her a round of applause. And the union is happily blessed with 4 children. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Deputy Director, Engineering Infrastructures, Naseni.
Thank you so much. We have a quick interception, please, sir. The bursar, Yakubu Gowon University, wants to quickly answer her questions, sir. Please do not be offended. We'll just take a quick 1 or 2 minutes for that, then we'll continue. Apologies, please, for that.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind permission. So the first question is the Startup Act only for techno-related startups? The answer is yes. If you recall, when I was making the presentation, I said Nigeria has a target to be a technological hub, just like other countries like Tunisia, Egypt, and even Ghana that is close by us here. So the essence of the Startup Act is to provide a platform and an encouragement for innovators who we want to take advantage of technology and come up with products or services that will be fulfilling a need or filling up a gap in the society. So the target is for technological related services and products. But you can read more about this, like I said, especially if you have an Android phone. Just Google about Nigerian Startup Act, and then there are at least a host of many questions that you'll be able to get. And by the time you give yourself a tutorial on the Startup Act, which I briefly, very briefly, because of time constraint, introduced, unwrapped to us, you'll be able to know more about that. Then another question is how you can register as a startup company. Yes, so there is a portal. The startup has a portal, and you can log on to startup.gov.ng.registration. That's the portal. startup.gov.ng/registration. Maybe by the time you even start, it will pop up. And then it gives you a form. Like I unwrapped to us, you need to have a company that is less than 5 years old. Anything above that, you are no more a startup. You are an old company. You are already in existence. But the target is to catch them young, to catch the young ones, and then provide you support to grow and to age and bring benefits to the country and to yourself. So by the time you register and you are in the database, then you will now be assigned into the various clusters. There are clusters, and from there, maybe you'll be able to follow up on the trainings that are available for young startups, and so on and so forth. And I also did mention that some states have already domesticated the Startup Acts, and so that makes it a double provision for you. So if you come from any of these states, ranging from Zamfara, Yobe, Niger, Kwara, Ekiti, Oyo, Oshun, Zamfara, and River State, Anambra, Imo. These few states have also domesticated so that their indigenes and their indigenes are given the footage on which to come up with technological products and advancement and to be able to reach out to the world. There is a very strong call for all states in the country to domesticate the Startup Act, because Nigeria dreams and hopes to be the startup hub in Africa. And we believe that together we can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the exposition and the questions. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can I crave your indulgence as I ask you to get up on your feet as we welcome the Deputy Director, Engineering Infrastructure, Naseni Headquarters, Abuja, Engineer Dr. Wasiu Ajibola Oladosu for his session. Thank you so much, sir.
Let your clap be resounding.
Sit down, everybody. Thank you very much, the MC. I'm very delighted to be here this afternoon. Very grateful to be here to talk to you on the World Youth Day. First of all, I will start with the VC. Thank you, ma'am. Ably represented by the Dean of Student Affairs, the HOD that are present, the lecturers, and the students that are sitting down watching to see how we can develop ourselves. These are the futures of tomorrow. And when you look at the future of tomorrow, is very, very bright for the youth. Because talking about artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, all and others, you are the future of tomorrow. So you have to make sure that the opportunity that you have are enormous. You have to make use of it. You have to make sure that you do things at the right time. Today, I'm given 15 minutes to talk. Actually, I have slides that are off to 14 or 13. But I'm going to summarize it so that you gain a little part of what I'm going to deliver to you. I think the slides are ready. So I will just talk on maximizing your CWES experience, how you can develop your career. You are the futures of tomorrow. You have to make sure that everything you are doing now, I'm repeating it, everything you are doing now, you have to be focused. Because you are undergraduate now. Maybe in the next few years, you'll be graduate. And you enter labor market. And when you enter labor market, the opportunities are there for you. So please, try as much as possible to make use of the opportunity. So, I will just talk briefly on maximizing your CWES experience and career development strategies. What are the strategies that you need to gain a maximum opportunity? So the first slide, first slide, please. CWES. We know all CWES. Engineers that are here, I think your 200 level, your 300 level, your 400 level, you have gone to various industries to gain some little experience on how things are working. So it's just a vital program that provides students with little experience on how the industry works, and to bridge the gap between your theoretical aspects that you are doing in school and the practical applications. To know how you can relate your theoretical knowledge you have gained in the university with the industry applications. So, in your COS, you have industrial training, you have supervisors, and then you have assessment, because after you finish your COS, you come back to the school, they will evaluate you. You will defend your project. You will defend your COS. So after defending your COS, you will be assigned some marks, isn't it? Especially in the 400 level. In your 400 level, you will spend 6 months. After that, you come back, and then they will assess you based on the industrial training that you have acquired. Please, next slide. Also, we have a lot of criteria, a lot of, next. I think I've said, strategies for maximizing your CWS experience. One of them is to set a clear goals. How do you set clear goals? You set clear goals by identifying the skills that you have, the knowledge where you are interested in. Anything you are going to do in life will depend on your interest. And then you set a clear goal for yourself and try as much as possible to work on it, to focus on it, to delve on it. Then, second thing is that you have to be proactive. How do you have? How? Don't wait for opportunity. You have to create them. You have to create your opportunity. You can't. You can't wait for opportunity. You have to create them. And then after you create them, you volunteer for task. Not that you go and sit down somewhere and be watching. No. You volunteer for task. Ask questions. What and what? I don't understand. I have to ask. You ask questions. And then after that, you seek feedback. So these are the important things that you have to take into consideration. Number 3, you have to build professional networks. As we are here now, you have to be professionals. You have to have a relationship with colleagues, industries, and connections that can lead to your mentorship for future job opportunities. The next thing is to develop your soft skills. In your COS, it's not just like a technical skills. It's also an opportunity to develop essential soft skills, like communications. You develop soft skills like communication network, teamwork, and time management. You have to make sure that you are timely controlled and reflect and evaluate yourself. When you sit down and reflect and evaluate yourself, you know the way forward. Next. These are summary of maximizing your CWS experience. Next. Now, this is just a pictorial or graphical info on career development. You must have a vision. If you want a good career, you must have a vision. You cannot just sit down and look. No! You must have a vision. You must be educated. You must have education. You can't be roadside mechanics. No. You have to be educated. And you have skills before you can have your good career opportunity. Next. Then, what are the strategies that you can have to get your full potential, full opportunity for your career? 1, you have to identify your strengths. If you are reading medicine and your 100 level, you don't know biology, you don't know physics, why are you in medicine department? You are in engineering department, you don't know mathematics. What are you doing there? You have to know your strengths. You identify your strengths and your weaknesses. Yet you develop personal band. How? Establish a professional online presence and showcase your skills. Then you network. Build relationship with industry professionals and thought leaders. Then continually update your skills, your knowledge. When you finish your BSc and you get a job, maybe you get a job in Mobile or Shell, BP, you have to develop yourself. You have to seek for more knowledge. You have to seek for more research. Because from the research, you get some grants. You get some scholarship. You get some greater opportunity, like job opportunity. Next. The next is the career model. So these are the qualities, these are the steps for career models. When you have a good career opportunity, you must have a skill. You must have the ability. You must have an interest on what you are doing. And also, you must have a personality that drive your career. These are qualities that you have to look into in yourself before you become an important person in the country. Next. So these are the growth steps for your career. Your career leads you to success. The success leads to development, and development leads to growth. So when you have all these things, you don't have any problem. Next. Now, skill development. In your skill development, you must be competent. When you are developing your skill, you must be competent. You must learn how to learn. You must be knowledgeable. You must have ability to think outside the box. You must have experience. As you are now, you went to your CWS, you come back, you have an industrial experience. So that at the end of the day, when you enter labor market, you will be able to cope. Next. So, now, we said we have various opportunities for graduates. In Naseni, we have grants for students, for graduates. Maybe you are a very brilliant person and you want to innovate something. We encourage you to do that. We give you grants. In TED funds, they give you grants. Or some organizations like NITDA too. NITDA, NABDA, some of these organizations are participants under science and technology, and they grant all this. They grants, they give you grants, give you good job opportunity, they give you internship. After you finish your BSc, you go for your service and come back. Or before you go for your service, you don't have anything to do, you go for internship, especially for engineers. So these are little things that you must know before you get out from the university. Next. Then some recommendation. I want to advise you. You have to regularly update your skill. You have to do what? Regularly update your skill. 2, you have to seek mentorship. How? By finding experienced professionals who can guide you and provide you with a very valuable, insightful knowledge. Build a professional portfolio. Showcase your work, your projects, your research, your achievement, so that people will look for you. If you showcase your work, your project, people will look for you. You cannot just sit down and say people, no. When you are selling something, you have to advertise yourself. You have to showcase yourself. Then you attend industry events. If they call you for any industrial events, well, go, attend it. Conferences, seminars, workshops. Like now, Korean is been taking place at National Stadium. We started yesterday. Continue today. You try as much as possible to attend those conferences. Nigerian Society of Engineers, attend the conference. Meet people from the industry, from academia. Meet them. They will advise you. You know the way forward. And also, if you are an engineer, you must join their association. Like Nigerian Society of Engineers, you have to be a member so that you know what is happening, what is the update that is taking place in engineering primarily. And also current. You must be current registered. That one will be after your graduation. So, fourthly, you must stay positive. Maintain a positive attitude, discipline, and open to new experiences and challenges. Next. So, in conclusion, I want to tell you that this is a valuable stone to your career. By being proactive, setting clear goals, and developing essential skill, you will maximize your experience and set yourself up to success in your career. Remember to stay focused. Like I said earlier, remain focused. Know what you are doing. Know what you want to achieve. And committed to your goals. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate you, Engineer Dr. Wasiu Ajibola Oladosu. Thank you so much, sir. For the second technical session, just as we rightly said, we don't want to waste much of your time. We are going to have the AI drone technology. This is going to be very, very physical and practical. So, about the author.
Mr. Bright Daniel Uto is the founder of Crystal Assistive Educational Technology Services, short for Crystal EdTech, an EdTech startup focused on developing accessible solutions for learners with diverse abilities and needs. He is a graduate of computer engineering and works as a full-stack software engineer, an assistive technologist, and is an entrepreneur. Bright has extensive experience and certifications in full-stack software development, assistive technology, artificial intelligence, product and project management, cloud computing, and digital security. Beyond his technical expertise, Bright is an author, is a speaker, and an educator passionate about educational technology and inclusive education. He is committed to creating innovative solutions that enhance teaching and learning while supporting the well-being of children, teens, and young adults with diverse abilities, including these with special learning needs. Bright is dedicated to promoting technology as a tool for self-expression and empowerment, helping individuals, including children, teenagers, and young adults with special learning needs, find their voice and achieve positive outcomes for a successful life. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I bring to you Mr. Bright Daniel Uto.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sirs. Thank you very much for the privilege. The director and the bossa, she stepped out. Thank you very much. It's a great honor to be in your midst. My name is Bright Daniel Uto. Okay, so let me just jump right in because we have a little, this very session is going to be a little bit different from the previous session. So we're going to build upon everything we have heard from the previous speakers. All right, who can tell me what, okay, first of all, I will be speaking on understanding the future, a beginner's guide to artificial intelligence and everyday innovation, and also introduction to drone tech. So I will be combining two different topics together briefly. How many minutes do I have? 15 minutes. Oh, all right. Okay, so I believe you all came with your smartphones. Everyone, do you want some coconuts? Okay, so you respond, okay? All right, so if you have your smartphone, can you just wave your smartphone? Just put it up. If you have your smart device, okay? All right, thank you very much. So, how many of you have used Chat GPT? How many? Just wave. Okay, so what did you use it for? Anyone? Just scream out loud. What did you use it for? Assignment. Wow. For search. Hope you didn't use it for the other one. You understand? Okay, so quickly, what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence. Simple. I'll try as much as I can to make it very simple, very easy to understand, so you don't think it's something that is not within reach, okay? It might interest you to know that AI is already everywhere around us, from YouTube to Netflix to your voice assistant, text-to-speech. Those are all AI devices. So artificial intelligence is basically a process, it's not an act, it's a process of giving human intelligence to machine and devices. Giving human intelligence to machine and devices. Now, there is a structured process to achieve that, and we're going to see a very short demo right now. Okay, innovation. Innovation is actually leveraging on technology and every modern tool possible to create new ideas and products. Now, while the school bursar, Mrs. Siva, was actually having a session, she made mention of the Nigerian Startup Act, and somewhere on her slide, there was this line that said the government is willing to give how much? They've provided how much? 10 billion, how much? Is it naira or dollars? For what? For startups, right? And she said startups are companies below ages what? 5 years. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's assume we want to build a startup. We're going to build a startup in the next, let's say, 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes. Is it possible? Yes, it is, with the power of artificial intelligence. Now I'm going to just show you, because you're all young people, right? You would need this skill set going forward. Believe me, I'm privileged to be a graduate of computer engineering department. And when I finished, I went for service, by the way. And when I actually came out, one of the major problems I discovered was that there are no more too many jobs available again, especially in this part of the world. Now, the jobs we have now are all skilled-based jobs. And by the way, let me pause and say happy World Youth Skill Day to everyone. Now, the jobs we have now are mostly skilled-based jobs. So you would always see, a few days ago, someone sent me a message on WhatsApp, and the job description is to work as a product manager for a company in Lagos. The base pay 1.2 M. I could scroll up and show you the message. So those are the kind of jobs we have. You would always see that for graphic designer, you always see that for digital marketing, and so on and so on, full stack development and all that. Now, you can use the power of AI to bootstrap your learning process. Now, let's build a startup, and then we'll come back to the boss and collect our own share of the 10 billion to fund our startup. So let's do this. Perhaps this would help you understand AI better. So give me an idea, someone. Let's use an industry. Let's pick from agriculture, education, and health. Pick one, agriculture, education, health. We're going to build a very new startup from ground top in less than 10 minutes. This should have taken you close to 10 years, but we're going to do that in less than 10 minutes. Education, health, okay, agriculture, or which other one? Education. Is it because you are all students? Health. So which one are we picking? Health. Health, right? Let's go with health, because if you're not healthy, you can't learn. Okay, The first thing is for you to use artificial intelligence for your everyday activity, right? You have to understand how to interact with these tools around. Now, most of you have used ChatGPT, I beg your pardon, and probably you did not get the kind of responses you probably wanted. And then you would say something like, this thing is not even working. I don't even like this thing. You know, to be very honest, when ChatGPT came, I think 2021, somewhere around September, was when I first saw it online. And then I didn't really take it much serious until 2022. The first time I inserted and input a prompt, we call it prompt, I actually didn't get the kind of information, the kind of output I really wanted. But over time, I had to relearn how to use AI, especially when it has to do with conversational AI tools like ChatGPT. Okay, so I will just give you 5 steps. There's a book here. We've been privileged to produce a book, a technology book that could be used for both primary, secondary, and higher institution. So I will just give you some piece of information from that book. 5, okay, no, let me reduce it to 3. 3 steps to prompting AI tool. You can use this for any kind of AI platform, whether ChatGPT or Gemini or any of them at all. There's so many of them. So I'll just give you 3 steps. I'll collapse the 5 steps into 3. Step 1, the first thing you need to do is to give the AI tool an identity, right? You give it an identity. You say you are a math lecturer or you are a product designer. That's step 1. Give it an identity. Step 2, are you with me? Some of you are not writing. You're looking at me. These informations are actually very useful. You will need it for your school project. Some of you who are studying computer science, you need it to build something for your project. Those of you who are into research, you will need it. And for your everyday learning, you would need it. So step 1 is what? Give it what? Can't hear you. An identity. Step 2, give it an instruction. An instruction could be more than one, okay? It depends on the kind of information you're looking out for. An instruction. Step 3, follow up. Simple steps. I had to collapse the step. So an identity, an instruction, and then a follow-up. Now, we're going to be typing this, using this template to build a startup, a product. When I say startup, with emphasis on a digital product, please. Emphasis, digital product. So we're going to build an app. Let me calm down. We'll build an app right now, an app that solves real-world problem in health. Okay, so step 1, I said give it a what? An identity. Step 2, an instruction. Step 3, follow up. Okay, I like the response now. So, let's do this. I will need to type. Can you help? Thank you. So for the identity, I'm going to say, so the prompt is, this first phase is to get the problem. We have health. In the health sector, there are several problems, okay, that we can solve. So let's know which one in particular we'd like to solve. So how do I find out which one we want to solve? So I'll say, you are a product manager. That's what? An identity, right? Good. The next one is an instruction. I'll say, like I said, I will make it very simple, very easy. Now, what I'm doing is actually called prompt engineering. Prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is a job description in tech right now, and it's just the process of learning how to give prompts to an AI tool like ChatGPT. So it's called prompt engineering. You can look it up. There are so many online roles for that. All right. So you are a product manager. Can you suggest, can you suggest 3 major issues in the health sector of, let's give it a specific instruction, of Nigeria? That's step 2, done. So step 1, give an identity. Step 2, can you suggest 3 major issues in the health sector of Nigeria? Step 3 is what? follow up. Now, step 3 is going to come after we've gotten our first initial response. So I'm going to send this. Don't mind all those. Let's just send for the sake of time. Okay. You will see a lot of prompts, right? Now, inadequate healthcare infrastructure and workforce. Problem, most rural. So you just read through, and then let's scan through and find which one we want to build a startup for. This is poor health data management. The next one, okay, let's look for something we can quickly do now. Okay, let's pick number 2. Number 2 say poor health data management and fragmentation. So let's pick this. So I would say follow up now. The next prompt I'm giving now is step 3, which is a follow up. I would say, can you use problem 2 as a case study? Now, problem 2. I'm trying to zoom in. It gave me 3 options. I'm trying to zoom in. Okay. Now, this is the case study. Now, it's beginning to give me more specific information. Now, to cut the long story short, this is what I can now do to build a digital product. You can use this to build any product that you have in mind. Some of you are very creative. You have a lot of ideas and you don't know how to begin. You can use these 3 prompts to get started and then work with a team of developers just to fine-tune the entire application. But you see an application right now. So I'm going to pick the problem statement, poor health management and fragmentation, right? Now, I'll go to another AI tool called, can you say the name? You can call it V0, okay? V with, oh, sorry. We need to power this device. How do we do that? We need to power the device. Sorry for that. Quickly. Okay, so this very AI tool would be the guy to build the app. I've gotten my industry, the health industry. I've gotten the specific problem in the health industry, and then I want to build my digital product and then go collect my grants. Sorry about that. Okay. So, while the device is actually coming up, let's quickly talk about some of the ethics in using these tools, because I probably wouldn't have that time again. So some of the ethics in using AI tools include: 1, don't give your personal information, okay? Now, for every technology we have around, there are ethical use of these technologies, and for AI, it's not different. So don't share your personal information with these tools. The reason is because this prompt gets reviewed over time, and some of those sensitive informations could be exploited. So you have to be careful not to give out too sensitive information. You have to make your information generic, okay? Okay, so we are back. So we have a problem statement, and we want to build a digital product. So I'm going to say, can you build, okay, you are, we have to use our step. You are a software developer. Can you build a a web application called, give me a name. Let's call it Health Tracker, for instance, to help solve this problem. Then I'll put the problem in bracket, in parentheses, like this, quotation, sorry, right? Then I'll tell it, use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, very basic app, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then I would also tell it, let's say, local storage. If you know what that is, it's just a tiny database that lives on the browser. Full stop. I'll tell it, so the instructions can be more than one, like I said. I'll tell it, add a dark/light theme feature. I'll tell it, make it look very good. And I'll say, let's use blue color, because we're building for a health sector. We have to use colors that aligns with that industry. Okay, so for those of you who would delve into product design, you learn something called color psychology. So you know how to select colors when you are building for a particular industry. If I were to build for agriculture, I would use what color? Green. If I were to build for children, what color? What color? If you get it, I'll give you a very big. If you were to build for children, what color? Huh? Somebody said it. Someone said it now. Yellow, please. That's your reward. All right. So I'm going to send this. Push. Okay. So we allow it to think. So our app, can you see generating HTML, index.html? Can you see that? Let me close. Boom. We have our first product ready. Our first product is ready. And I think, let's see what it looks like. It's a very simple, basic one. Where is it? Okay. So let's just wait for some minutes. So back to the ethics. Don't give personal information. That's one. Secondly, define the boundaries. Define your boundaries. Define your boundaries. Now, artificial intelligence is good. It has come, and to be very honest, it has made a lot of work easier, especially for those of us in the technical line. While I started my tech journey in 2009 as a graphic designer, so many things were very manual. By the way, look at the right-hand side. You would see it generating the code. Can you see that? Can you see that? Good. So let's give it some time to generate the entire application. Something has gone off. Okay, so do not give out too much of sensitive information. Define your boundaries, right? And then the last one for now would be align with standards. There are standards and compliance that you have to align with when using this technology, just to ensure you're using it correctly. Okay, we have another demo to do. So while this app is generating, perhaps we can start the other one so we manage our time. Please, if you have any question, you could just it's not up yet. So you have to be patient when dealing with these guys, okay? right. Okay, so while it's coming up, let me quickly introduce you. I'm going to take AI and drone tech just side by side. Let me introduce you to something called UAV. How many of you have seen this before? You've seen a drone before, of course, I'm sure. You've seen a drone before, right? Have you seen this particular one? Anyone? Okay, so this is pretty much the smallest drone you can ever find. This very one actually has a camera in front of it. Okay, so you can use this for surveillance. We use this for training back in my company. When we do training, we use that for some simulations. So let's quickly check if this is ready. Not yet. Okay, let's still give it some time. Now, the drone is actually called UAV, Unmanned Aerial Vehicle. You can just come across that one of these days. UAV, the Unmanned Aerial Vehicle. We call it popularly known as drone. Now, the drone is an aircraft without a pilot on board. So you can program the drone to control itself, right? Or you can control it manually. Now, how many of you want to see this drone in action? You want to see the drone in action, right? We've talked and talked and talked and talked. Okay. So while our app is still building, let's see if we can have just a view. So this program is actually written, I wrote this program to control this drone without a manual remote control. So we're going to see how this drone would follow my program, and then just a very basic movement, very basic. All right, the first thing I would do is, there are types of drone, by the way. We have fixed wing drone. We have multi-rotor, right? Or multi-wings drone, like this very one. The fixed wing looks like, what's it called? Give me the name. Yeah, no. It looks like a real aeroplane. Just, yeah, a real plane. Fixed wing. Now, there are use cases. For the fixed wing, it can last for as long as 8 hours. You use that for high mission activities. For this type, multi-rotor, you could just use it for educational purpose. Just 8 minutes or thereabouts, and the battery would be down. So I'm going to connect this very drone. I'll put it on. Can you see? It has come up. Can you see it? Can you see the blink? Okay. Can you hold this? Sorry, I have to move very fast, so I'm not going deep into everything, but let's just see how it works, then we'll wrap up. So once it's on, the next thing I will do now is to come to this program and play. I'll give it a few seconds to load the control. So it's actually loading. So it's been programmed to connect to the drone using a Wi-Fi connection. So it's going to connect using a Wi-Fi, and then we can operate the drone. Just give it some time. While we're still waiting, let me quickly check if my... Okay. So this has completed. I'm going to download the code. How many of you want to see what our product looks like? I've downloaded the code, and now I'm going to open our health tracker app. Okay. Let me just go this way. Please let me know how many more minutes I have. Okay. So, here we go. Everyone, close your eyes. Close your eyes, close your eyes. When I say open, you open. I can see some eyes open. All right. So can you see? we have our health tracker app. Now, we can add data. Okay, we've not completed those page, but can you see in less than how many minutes? In less than about 10 or thereabout, we already have the health dashboard. So on the dashboard, your health overview at a glance. Was I the one that added this text myself? No. So what happened? It got added by that tool. I only gave it the main thing using the 3 prompts, the template, and then we have this dashboard. Now, we can actually go ahead and add more features from the AI tool we use to generate this. So imagine completing, you can even see the logo. Can you see something that looks like a logo there? Did I ask it to insert a logo? But it did insert a logo because it knows that a digital product should have a logo. Good. So this is how fast you can build a solution. You can build a digital product, an app, and push it out there. And before you know it, you are the next, I don't like to say this, you are the next Mark. You have to be a unique of your type. All right, let's leave it at this for now and quickly go back to our drone guy. Okay, are we good now? So while this is happening, I'm sure you probably have some questions, so please feel free to ask. Okay, we are ready to fly. Once you see the drone, it's a very simple UI. It means we are ready to fly. No, don't worry. Can I go down? Okay. Safety tips. When flying a drone, you have to create enough space. So I'm going to put this here. I need someone to be the drone pilot, the initial pilot. Who wants to try? Am I permitted to call someone? Okay, I need a student. Someone. Anybody, just run to this place. Run. Fast. If you are confident of yourself, please appreciate her. Put your hands together for her. Fast. Okay, she is going to be the initial drone pilot. Quickly. So, it says press T for takeoff, L for land. So, T for takeoff. Just tap T. Can you see that? Put your hands together for the drone. So, enough of the talking. Okay, I can see some people smiling. Okay, L. Okay, let's have, thank you very much. What's your name? Opeyemi. Drone pilot, Opeyemi. Put your hands together for her. All right, one more person. Fast. The next person to come, I'll give you a very big reward. Let me bring it out. It's so heavy. Nobody, I'll keep my reward for myself. Sharp. Fast. Please put your hands together for him. So while you are doing this, you are beginning to see the possibility. I'm just here to tell you possibility of what you can do with technology as young, creative individuals. Okay, tap T to take off. T to take off. Please bring the drone. Let's change the battery. I think the battery, just come with it. Don't worry, I have one extra battery here. Okay. So let's start it up over again, just so that it can connect. Okay, we'll stop, and then we'll play. Okay, we're ready to fly. Very fast and quick. T to take off. All right. Hold on. Now, look at the control. There are just 2 commands. T for takeoff, L for land. We can go ahead and add as many more commands as we want. We can tell it move forward by how many kilometers, go high, drop, and all that. T to take off. Did you land? Okay. Because it is actually controlled. Oh, the battery is low. It didn't charge very well. But you've seen it work, right? Good. So it's not bubu yaya. Put your hands together for him. What's your name? Kaban. Kamaldeen. Drone pilot Kamaldeen. All right. Thank you very much. So the possibilities are endless, okay? Now, let me say this. I don't know if I should be saying this here, but let me just say this. I have a younger sister who just finished from this school, and she's actually, when I was coming into Abuja, I actually called her to come around. She's around. Favor, can you just wave? Okay. So, now, let me say this. Now, I'm saying this for someone. I wasn't born with a silver spoon, right? That's how they say it. I was born with a rubber spoon. A very, very, very soft rubber spoon. But to cut the long story short, I was able to identify my strength, just like our father said, identify your strength and leverage on it. While I studied computer engineering, I know that I am good with creativity and imagination, and I would have actually gone for hardware engineering because it's a path in computer engineering. But I decided to go for software and then got several certifications just to build myself. Today, by the special grace of God, I manage a startup. We have a hub, a technology hub in Kaduna State. We have digital products. We've written a book, and we are doing our best. Last year, in 2023, we came to Abuja at UBEC for a workshop. Now, what am I trying to say? You all seated here, you have something your parents didn't have during their time, and that is what? Modern technology. You can leverage on it, think of something, create value. Right now, if you don't have value, nobody looks at you. You can have good results. I came out with a very good result, very, very good result. But when I got into the society, it was difficult to fit in. But I had to create something. So you have all it takes. You have the technology, you have the internet, you have the smartphone, you have the computer, you have the imagination, you have the sound health, you have the awesome school, wonderful lecturers. What else are you waiting for? So please maximize the opportunity, and perhaps we'll meet some other time and we'll get to go deeper into some of these things. But for now, I'll leave it at this so that my other colleague can come up. Thank you very much once again for the opportunity. God bless you.
Another round of applause, please. Thank you so much, sir, for that. You have an awesome school. You have amazing lecturers. You are free to be the greatest.
Have you ever thought of flying a drone from your computer? Dare to dream, dare to be different. That's why you are here today. All right, so up next, we'll have the digital marketing. This will be taken by
Mr. David Paul Adam. And Mr. David Paul is a talented and versatile IT and digital marketing professional. He was born and raised in Nigeria. He holds a bachelor's degree in computer science from Evangel University, Akaize, where his passion for technology and innovation began to take form. Over the years, David has built a well-rounded career that spans web development, product coordination, IT support, and digital marketing. His professional journey began at Computer Village Hub for Africa, where he served as a junior web developer intern. Through hard work and commitment, he rose to become the head of information technology, overseeing key development projects, managing team operations, and driving the implementation of user-focused tech solutions. His expertise also extends to education and training. At Royal Leeds Academy in Benin, Kebbi, during his NYSC, he taught ICT and mathematics, sharpening his communication skills and ability to transfer technical knowledge. He currently works as a training coordinator at Emplog Limited, developing curriculum frameworks and coordinating learning delivery. David is proficient in tools such as HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, Bootstrap, and WordPress. And he is also adept with digital marketing tools, including SEO optimization, Facebook Ads Manager, Google Analytics, and email marketing platforms. He has built platforms ranging from e-learning websites and e-commerce portals to social networking platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Mr. David Paul Adam.
Please put your hands together for him.
Okay, thank you so much. Please put your hands together for yourself for staying up to this time. It's not easy. Okay. All right. My name is David, just like what has been called out. And I'll be talking on the topic digital marketing for youth visibility and economic growth. Please, let's move because of our time. Next slide. Please, next slide. All right, if first we can zoom in so we could see what is there. All right, let's just continue as it comes up bigger. So now the next thing there is why this topic matters. Now the truth about the world we find ourselves is that if you are not visible online, you are invisible to opportunities. If you're not visible online, you are invisible to opportunities. No matter how you are thriving in your business, whether you're doing entrepreneurship or you're doing a craft, whatever business you're doing, and you're not visible online, you are invisible for opportunities. People won't get to know you. You'll just be struggling out there. There are many musicians out there. There are many artists out there. There are many entrepreneurs out there that have good ideas, but they're not visible online. That is why they are lacking opportunities. People don't even get to even know them or even know where they are coming from or what they do. So you have to be visible online. Another thing there is that we are in a digital age where if you are a student or you're an artist or entrepreneur or you're a writer or even a developer or activist, in the internet is the bigger stage for you to stand on. And digital marketing is your microphone. It's what you use to push whatever you do. Now let's move down deep to what is digital marketing. Digital marketing, to simply put, digital marketing is using digital channels to promote yourself, your work, your product, and your idea. I take it again. Digital marketing is using digital channels to promote yourself, your work, your product, and your idea. Now, there are different channels, digital channels you see one you see there is search engine optimization. Now, search engine optimization, there are people who specialize in this area. And their own work is to make your business rank the top in Google search. Probably you have a website, and most especially if you're having a business, probably you're buying and selling, it is very good you have a website. And let me explain. Some of you will like, okay, I have a social media handle and I'm comfortable with that, and that is good. People will call you and you deliver your product. Now it is good for you to have a website so people can also transact with you. You know about Jumia, right? You see their product out listed there, you can buy and they can deliver to you. Now that's a website. Now if you have a website, search engine optimization is to rank your website top. Like, let's imagine you are selling clothing, and you just type clothing on Google. Your website will come up first. That is what this search engine optimization does. The second you see there is, search engine marketing pay-per-click. Now this is like a promotional, like for you to promote your business. People, just like when you are playing a game and you see an ad pop up. I don't know if you've seen that before. You're playing a game and see an ad pop up, or you're watching a movie on YouTube and see an ad pop up. Yeah, so that is what this search engine marketing is all about, and pay-per-click. Secondly, you see content marketing. Content marketing is very, very important in digital marketing. Those who do video editing, those who do social media marketing, they need content marketing. It is them that deliver content to you. Those who do Google ads and all of them. You need content marketer. You have to have the idea of content marketing for you to push your products or whatever business you are doing. Whether you are doing a skit, or you are doing a comedy, or you are an artist, you need to have the idea of content marketing for you to push whatever you are doing. Now, moving forward, you have social media marketing. You have different social media handles. You have the Facebook, you have the Instagram, you have TikTok, you have YouTube, you have LinkedIn. I know most of us are not friendly with LinkedIn. They think it's that serious for serious people. Yeah. So it is good that you get to know about social media marketing for how to leverage yourself, how to leverage the digital tools for people to get to know you. So that is for the social media marketing. We'll talk more about that later on. And we have email marketing. Different businesses use email marketing. If you go to your emails, you see like people send, Jumia especially, to send you promotional message. Okay, use this coupon to purchase 20% off products and stuff like that. They send it to you like for customers who work with them or who patronize them. Definitely, and the next thing there is affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketers are people who probably I sell shoes, and you don't sell shoes. You know nothing about shoes, and you want to earn from my business. What you do is to meet me. We have a connect. You will take, probably you have a platform. You have a social media platform that is thriving. You take my products and put it on your platform and put it in a higher rate. Probably I sell it for 5,000 naira. You can put it for 10,000 naira and sell it out there. And when people purchase from you, you give me my money and you have your own 5,000 naira. I don't know if you understand. That's affiliate marketing, like selling what doesn't belong to you and getting income from that. The next thing there is influencer marketing. Influencer marketing is people who are celebrities. There are different celebrities out there, and you see them probably in their skits. They will pause and start introducing someone's business, like Bet Ninja or something like that. You see some of them use my promo code, something like that. So that is how influencer marketers work. They use celebrities to promote their business. Now, if you look down there, you see it's how business grow, how influencers rise, how change makers make an impact. But beyond that, it's how you can be seen, heard, and hired. Beyond that, it's how you can be seen, and how people can hear about you, and how they can hire you. The next thing there is the visibility factor. Now let's talk about visibility. Let's look at people like Purple Speedy. You know about Purple Speedy? Yeah, she trend well on TikTok. Now, her skill is just to dance. If you look at her, she don't come up there and start talking like Howard or do a storytelling. No, she's just to dance. And if you look very well, she's the highest follower on TikTok. Am I mistaken? She's the highest follower on TikTok in Nigeria, and one of the most followed person in Africa because of the skill that she's doing. Another person is Josh Stufoni. You know Josh Stufoni is a comedian. He's also a skit maker. And he uses Instagram to go viral. I think he's one of the Nigerians that have gone to America's Got Talent. He has performed there because of his skill, of his comedy nature, how he pushed himself. And another lady called Coty. Probably you might not know about her, but she's on YouTube. Now, this lady, how she started was she was going to street by street making interviews. Please, can I know you? And just asking questions about people, doing a trend about what they know about themselves and stuff like that. And before you know, she built herself. She has many followers on YouTube, and now she also has her own studio that she is working on. Now, these are young people who use their skill, use the internet, and became visible. Visibility turned into credibility, then into opportunity. It gave them job, it gave them partnership, it gave them income. Now there's a key lesson there. Your visibility is your currency. If people get to know you, that is what pays you. If people get to know what you do, that is what pays you. If that visibility turns into credibility, then into opportunity. Now, you don't need to be a celebrity. Just solve a problem, share a message, and entertain with purpose. Now, where should you show up? The next slide. Where should you show up? Now, there are some platforms that we know about. The Instagram. The Instagram is majorly used for creativities, fashion, lifestyle, and beauty. Majorly, Instagram is just for pictures and videos, short videos, right? If you look at Instagram, the major thing you see there is just pictures and short videos. And if you move down to TikTok, TikTok are for people who want to go viral. TikTok is the most engaged platform for youth currently. TikTok, Instagram. If you want to go viral, if you want to do comedy, you want to do storytelling. I don't know if you have you heard about this lady called Ifnyanya. She was telling this testimony or stuff like that about how her dad left the US, retired, came down to Nigeria. Now those people can use that story and engage you. She have about part 15 of her stories online, and people are following, people are watching every day. Now, another platform is called LinkedIn. LinkedIn is for professionals, job seekers. You're looking for a job. You're looking for a job. LinkedIn is majorly for that, for professionals. It's not for coming there to do comedy or a skit. It's for people who are really intentional of what they are doing or what they want. They want a job. They want to hire people to come in to their organization. That is for LinkedIn. YouTube is for education, entertainment, and skill teaching. Sometimes if you want to learn how to, back then, if you want to learn how to code, I'll just go to YouTube. You see people teaching how you can code, how you could do graphic design from start to finish, from beginner to expert. YouTube is the best platform for that aspect, for educational, entertainment, and skill teaching. Twitter is for conversation, trend, and hot takes. Some people say Twitter is for savage. I don't know. You come there and they'll savage you like that. So Twitter is majorly for that aspect, for trend. Currently what is trending now is the late Excellency Buhari, right? Yeah, if you go up to Twitter, you get to know what is really trending in Nigeria. You can't really see that in TikTok. You can't really see that on Facebook, neither on Instagram. But on Twitter, you get to know what is really trending in Nigeria. And also on Facebook for community building, older audience, small businesses marketing, and Facebook group. Now, if you see that Facebook is not like forgotten. In the world today, Facebook is more populated. Yeah, in the world today, Facebook is more populated than any other platform. When we were coming up as young individuals, the first thing you get to know is your Facebook account. I think before then it was to go, and thereafter you moved to Facebook. You start using Facebook Lite. You start using free Facebook, and all of that like that. So Facebook is for older audience. Older audience means that some of our parents, some of our older people, they don't use TikTok like you do. They don't use Instagram. They majorly based on Facebook because that is where they feel that their own engagement lies under. But younger generations will use Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and the rest of them like that. Now, there are something that we need to get to know, our key insight. Facebook is still the most populated in raw number. You can check it, about 2.something billion are on Facebook. It's still and TikTok and Instagram dominate youth attention and engagement. LinkedIn is less populated, but more valuable for professional visibility. WhatsApp is the most used app in Nigeria. Am I correct? WhatsApp is the most used app in Nigeria, but it's not suitable for broad audience. It's just for your contact, right? I think they've introduced something like Channel on WhatsApp, but it does not get to broad audience, just like when you're using TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram. Now, for recommendation, if you want to use Facebook, it's for you to reach audience and older generations. If people want to do a marketing now, they do Facebook ads. Facebook ad is not forgotten. It's a big tool that they use to get wider people. So if you want to probably you want to promote your business, the first thing people go to is Facebook ad before moving to TikTok or Instagram or Twitter or YouTube to make the content known. Now use TikTok and Instagram for visibility and for you to go viral, for you to connect to other youths. That is for Instagram and TikTok. Then LinkedIn is for job, internship, and personal branding. It's for just organizations, if you want to just use LinkedIn for that. Now let's move down back to the next slide. Yeah, next slide here says how to build digital presence. Now, the first thing to do to build digital presence is to know that building an online presence doesn't mean just posting pictures. You don't come online to just post pictures. Probably you just post and you just take a picture of yourself and drop online. No, that is not about building digital presence. The first thing there is to telling your story. Now, people relate to stories, not perfection. People want to get to know what you do, not what other people do. Now, there are some things happening right now. You see people copying other people's talent. Probably you are doing a prank. I think that these prank stars, you see them online. Yeah, so you want to follow their style and do a prank. No. Some people want to get to know what is inside you, what you possess, not what you're copied from other people. Now, first thing there is telling your story. The second thing there is adding value. Adding value. Share what you know, teach, entertain, and inspire. Add value to yourself. Some people just go to TikTok, you just watch videos, and that is all. Try and build yourself. Try and add value to yourself. So that people can watch you, not just you watching others. People can watch you because you give out value. They know your worth. Engaging with others. Comment, collaborate, connect. Some people, since they have been on social media handles, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they don't comment on any post. Some people, you just once in a blue moon, they like someone's post. They just go as a ghost viewer and just laugh, and move to the next video or next post. But they don't comment, they don't collaborate, they don't connect. Now, another thing there is be consistent. Whatever you're doing is about being consistent. There's a point that you reach about your digital presence or visibility. You'll be posting once a month and you see millions of people viewing your post and liking your post. There's an extent that you don't need to be posting every day. You don't need to be posting 3 times in a week or 4 times in a week or 2 times in a week. There's a point you reach, you're posting once in a month, and a lot of people will love your content because they know about your worth, they know about your value of what you have been or what you have built as years went so far. Now, let's move fast. The next slide there talks about digital skills that pays. Now let's talk about money. Now there's some digital skills that you have to embark in, and it will pay you if you are serious with it. If you are very intentional with it, not just going in because you want to just go and play around it. You have to be very intentional of that. The first thing is social media marketing. Social media management. The people that they pay people like per hour, per week, per month to just manage their business online. There are a lot of businesses. There's a contract I did for a bank in Abia State. They lack media presence. It was when I was like collecting data to build their website, then I got to know that they don't have social media handles. They don't have Facebook, they don't have Instagram, they don't have LinkedIn. We have to start creating it that day. So there are a lot of businesses that don't even care. Let's use that word. They don't care about media presence. So you can meet someone, probably someone is selling confectionaries, or someone is selling some agricultural tools. You can meet a business or a company, let them know that, okay, you're going to give them a timeline. In under 1 month, 2 months, I'm going to make you get 70% sales income into your company. I'm going to with that, give them a timeline and give them your pay. When person see what you are worth, probably in the first 2 weeks, it's just people reaching out to him. Can I buy this? I know about your business. I saw it online. At least when people get to know that you manage social media handles, they pay you for that. Both Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever handle that you can leverage on and study it well, you get paid for it. Now, social media management has a lot to give in. Number one, you have to know how to edit videos. Number two, you have to know how to do graphics design. It helps. It's not about managing content and pushing up there, let people like and no, or running ads. You have to get to have those skills. Designing tech, that is graphic design. You also know how to do video editing, content management, content creation. You have to know how to create content when you are pushing online. Social media, one of the things that pays. Another thing is graphic design. The people that do graphics, I think while I was in Lagos, I have a colleague that was working in a firm that they pay him 900,000 naira just to do graphics, design graphics, and push out there. There are a lot of graphics, that deeper graphics that you people don't know about. I think there are different tools. There's Photoshop, there's Illustrator, there are a lot of them that you use and do different graphics for your business. Another one that goes well is the copywriting, content writing. Content writing, copywriting are very, very essential. Like I told you that without them, there is no social media management. There is no graphic design. There is no video editing. There is no website design and development. They are very key. That's why you have to know it. Whether you're a website developer, you're a video editor, or you're a social media manager, you have to know content writing. You have to create content for you to move out. There are some artists out there. Some people write their songs and give to them. Do you know about that, right? They write their song. There are some authors, books authors. They don't write their books. They have people called ghostwriters. I don't know if you've heard about ghostwriters. Ghostwriters write books for people, and I will come and become the author of the books that they wrote for me. So there are ghostwriters that specialize in this area. Now, video editing is also a good area to embark in. Now, we were planning a talent hunt, and we needed a video editor to come capture the event and edit the videos for us. He called for us 4.3 million for 12 days just to capture the events and edit it and give to us. So this area, video editing, is a very good area if you want, because without video editors, your content will not be engaging online. Now, between pictures and videos, which one is more engaging? Videos, right? So video editors are very, very prominent when it comes to the industry. Web design and development, very good. If you build yourself to a level, whether you're a full stack developer, front end developer, back end developer, when you have that knowledge in you, you see gig coming in. I think it's like it's just about exposure. You see some people they call them roadside designers or roadside developers. They will develop inside for you about probably 100,000, 20,000 naira, and the rest of them. But when you get to organization, people can pay you 2.5 million to do a site for them. Yeah, I've experienced that. To be a site or organization like in a bank, they can pay you 2.5 million just to deliver the project. And I will deliver it under 2 weeks. Initial payment is 70-30. They pay me initial payment of 70%, and when I'm done under that 2 weeks, pay me the balance. So when you have that skill, web design and development, because a lot of businesses out there that need to push their business online using this website. So, and organizations too, when you leverage on that, you get paid. Affiliate marketing, I've talked about that. Selling what does not belong to you and getting paid for that. So when you build yourself to that extent, you can also get more about that. If you get down a little, you see virtual assistant. I don't know if you've heard about virtual assistant. You'll be in your home and you'll be assisting someone in a business, probably planning schedules for an organization, and they pay you. I think virtual assistant, they pay per hour. They pay per hour. So when you get to work in that area, you will also get paid. There's another thing called UI UX design. I won't talk much about that. I think that one is just like an architect for different products. Whether you're doing a website or you're doing a product, they help you to structure how it should look like, and they pay them for that. Now, platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, People Per Hour, LinkedIn are full job areas where you can leverage on, and most of them pay in dollars. Most of them pay in dollars. Some of them pay per hour. Some of them pay per week on the skill you are delivering to them. The next slide talk about empowerment through AI. Now AI, like my colleagues have said, have made work very easy for you. For social media management, there's something called Ukaya. Ukaya helps you to manage your social media handles, your planning, your scheduling, whatever you're doing, whether you want to run a Google ad. It's not like you wake up one day and, okay, let me write this content. It helps you plan when you want to post. Whether you want to post for the next 2 months, it helps you plan schedules. Okay, in this first day I'm posting this, second day I'm posting pictures, third day I'm posting video, next day you're posting this content. It helps you plan everything for you. Now, what the other one there, Predis.ai, it helps you generate content for ads, advertisements. It helps you put all of whatever you want to make your business go viral. It helps you generate and push it online, whether it's graphics or the video aspect. It helps you design that. Content creation, we know about ChatGPT. There's also an AI called Jasper. It also helps you in that content creation. The next one is graphic design. You know about Canva. Canva is for probably flyer, banners, and other designs you want to design on your aspect. And it also helps you in even logo or business card. Looker helps you in logo. Tell you what to do, how you want your logo to look like. It helps you design your logo just the way you want it. Video editing, like CapCut AI. Major editors, they use CapCut AI to just edit their videos, and it looks so presentable as a professional. While a lot of people use DaVinci. DaVinci is also a software that's used to edit your videos, but I'm talking about AI. InVideo also helps you. There's some templates it gives you. Select a template where you edit it the way you want to look. Yeah, how you want it to look like. Web design and development, you see Wix ADI. Wix helps you, okay, just tell it, okay, I want to design a honey farm website. I have honeys. Just tell it the business, the business you have, and it will help you design that website for you. And the one my colleague just brought out here, the VO, it also helps you to do that. Durable.co helps you do that. WordPress also is a content management system. Now, apart from the coding you know about, there's another platform called Content Management System, CMS. It helps you to develop your website already, just for you to just go and do drag and drop, edit, and it gives you your website. They pay you for your work that is already done. Then UI UX, you can use the Usart, Visibility, and Figma AI. It helps you develop the structure of how you want your website to look like. AI won't replace you. It's something that I wrote down there. AI won't replace you, but a youth using AI outshines one who isn't. So that is one point that you should get to know there. Now, from visibility to economic growth. Remember, our topic is what youth skill there for you to get to know how you can be visible and also to earn from what you have already shown to the public. The first thing there, visibility isn't the end goal. It's the gateway to growth. There's some people who are visible but they don't earn. Do you know about that? People who are visible online but they don't earn. And when you show up, provide these values. Number one, people trust you. Number two, people pay you. And number three, people refer you. If you have value, if you have worth, if you build yourself to understand it to a standard, number one, people will trust you. Number two, people will pay you. And number three, people will refer you. Apart from getting followers, you also network with people too. Now, whether you are selling a product, applying a job, or starting a non-profit, your digital footprint matters. Now let's move forward to the action step for you. The action step for you, number one, talks about learn a digital skill. Pick one and master it. It mustn't be in all platforms to just build yourself. Pick one. If you are picking Instagram, pick it to professional level. Be intentional about it. If you are doing TikTok, pick it, master it, learn all the algorithm that needs to be learned in that field so that you can build yourself to a level that people will refer you, trust you, and also pay you for what you are doing. The other thing there is to create a personal brand online. Don't just be on TikTok just to watch video. Don't just be on Instagram just to watch pictures and what people post on there, or on Facebook just to chat with people. Put your business up there so people will get to know your story and also patronize what you do. Start posting consistently. Start posting consistently. There's a friend I met in Benin KB. He's into comedy. You see him acting outrageous. And you're like, guy, are you out of your sense? Never really know that he was building himself. He was building himself, and right now he has gained 1,000+ followers on YouTube because of consistency. Every day you see him posting online. Every day, even though he have 1, 2, 3 likes, he continue posting online. Build a network, not just followers. Build a network and not just followers, so that you can also move forward. Monetize what you do. Now, the last point there is you don't need a perfect phone or a studio setup to start. You just need courage to begin. Now, I'll leave you with 2 points. That's my conclusion. I'll leave you with 2 points so you can work on yourself. The first thing there, that the youth who learns to leverage digital tools becomes not just visible, but valuable. If you learn to leverage on digital tools, it helps you not to become not just visible, but valuable. The second thing I want to let you know is that you don't have to wait for someone to give you a job or open the door for you. Some people say, cut soap for me. You don't have to wait for that moment to come. The internet is open for you to use. You can start from your house. There are people like, Tahoma. Tahoma is a skit maker. They're in their house and they're making money. Sydney Tucker, they're in their house, they're making money. Some who are introverts, they cannot go out in the street and do their content, but they stay in their house and do their content, and they get paid for that. Thank you so much.
Right. So some of you here have businesses, you own brands, but the difference between you and that person succeeding online is their ability to speak fire or to speak light into their digital marketing. That is the essence of what you're being taught today, that you can do a lot with digital marketing to push yourself out there, get known, and earn a lot of money. Are we together? All right, so with that, we've come to the end of today's program.
We hope it has been insightful. We hope you have learned a lot. We talked about marine and blue economy. We talked about full stack development. We talked about the Startup Act in Nigeria. We talked about digital marketing. We talked about artificial intelligence. We talked about drone technology. These are skills that having an idea, having a knowledge, having expertise in would push you to the very forefront of whatever endeavor it is that you wish to go into. We really hope that this doesn't end here, that you go back, you read up, you study, you become better versions of yourself, and perhaps you even become that technology giant in the near future. So with that, we'll be moving quickly to our vote of thanks, and for that, we'll be calling on the Director for Student Empowerment and Mentoring, and the Director, CSIRIS, Professor Latif Ario Adeniro.
Many thanks to all, the Vice Chancellor in absentia, represented by the Dean of Students, and all the invited guests, and also our partner with the youths. This is just the beginning of the partnership. They are bound to train us intensively, and MOU will be signed and the partnership will continue. I want to thank our media people, the people for ITMS that have been streaming our program. I want to thank all the graduate trainees who has put in a lot of effort in making this occasion a successful one. I want to thank many of our student workers and other students that have graced this occasion. We all know that today is just the beginning. We still have the program running tomorrow and next tomorrow, and we are going to have exciting time empowering ourselves. I want to thank you all. Thank you very much. They say we should sing the national anthem as a prayer. Abi Ogashuko, you will pray for us. Let's have the closing prayer.
Father Lord, we thank you for this, for what you've done. We thank you for the successful completion of this program. Oh Lord of the heavenlies, Lord, we started well and we ended well. We thank you, Father, for the learning. We also ask, Father, that every knowledge that you've passed to every student here, that it not only stays, it can be put into good use. Thank you, Father, Lord, for the empowerment, and also give them more ideas that they can have innovations, and also tap into the money that the federal government has already made available for everybody to tap into through startups. Thank you for everything, O Lord. As everybody journeys back to their destinations, grant them safe journey mercies. For in Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.